Oh, come on, cuz. People are saying it's better than the OG pipe bomb. Okay. Amazing thumbnail, by the way, bro. I love it. Like the colors on that other one. Yeah, we'll keep that in the pocket. Especially with how doomed they are. Oh, these CM, CM Punk's just like us. He's sitting out there and said, fuck TKO. Loved by a weird old man. Bro, that's who you signed the contract to when you just returned. What are you talking about? You shook his hand when you returned. Like, oh, ooh, exactly. Formative ass, dude. And we do got Speedball and Kenny. We got the beautiful alliance, man. That is Kenny and Speedball. Like, get the fuck out of here, you fuck. Formative ass, man. Man. Well, guys, goddamn, man. It's just if the little snippet you guys heard from me, at least Tom heard it, while we were in the waiting screen, man. Oh, you'll know we're in for one today, man. We are. Well, they are truly.
Okay, wait, hold on, bro. Oh, bro, what the fuck is going on? Okay, say something real quick,
Can you hear me?
bro. Okay. Oh, brother. Today,
Oh
I,
man,
I tell you. Okay. All right. Okay. So, sorry. Continue.
just man, if that little snippet is just a little snippet that Tom heard in the waiting screen, man, then you guys know what today is about to be like, man, because oh boy, from Friday to tonight, WWE is on one, bro. They're on one, man.
They gotta be, bro. They gotta be. I tell you what. Today's been a day. Today is not the day for me, and boy, they have caught me on the best day to have this conversation. And now, just before we go on, OBS decides to reset my whole fucking soundboard. The reason I just kind of paused you right there is because I hooked my mic back up because it disconnected my mic, and then you just started sounding like an absolute robot on my end. So boy, they done caught. Ooh, they done. Oh, bruh. Oh my God, we got some stuff to talk about, guys. Today, oh brother, today, man. Oh my God. Ever since Friday, I have been complete and utterly ticked off by professional wrestling, bro. How the fuck have you managed every fucking week to make Dynamite the least of my fucking complaints? AEW, let me back my mic up. AEW Dynamite. Dynamite.
Yes,
The
make
fucking
that
show,
working.
that fucking show is the least of my concerns come Monday every single unscripted. That's what life has been for a minute now. And you got
It
people
has
out
been.
there, I'm sorry, bro. And you got people out
All right, go
there
ahead.
eating this bullshit up. You got people eating this bullshit up. They think Raw was a
Man,
banger, Sir K. They think we broke the fourth wall down tonight.
we broke it
Motherfucker,
down.
motherfucker, I done, bro, I, man, man, oh my, and now my camera goes blurry. All right, man.
They're putting this man through it. They're putting this man through it. But Raw is absolutely atrocious, man. SmackDown is horrible. Raw was even worse. They took the shit that was SmackDown and they sprinkled more piss on it because that shit was fucking horrible. You had that performative fuck Phil go out there and say a whole bunch of bullshit that people ate up for no reason. They think it's fucking Triple H versus TKO and Triple H and CM Punk and Cody are on the fan side, man. There are voices. They're the last gunslingers on the mic or whatever the fuck I was hearing tonight. They're frauds, dude. Cody, corporate guy, he literally politicked himself to re-win the title before Mania. CM Punk, fraud. Why are you guys eating this shit up, dude? Y'all are falling for it. Y'all are falling for this performative ass performance from Phil tonight, and then they gonna have all that in the beginning of the show, and the second thing they put on was Speed and the Vision. Did that not tell you in that second everything CM Punk said in that opener was bullshit? Did that not tell you that, man? Did that not take from Friday to Monday? WWE has been absolute horseshit, man, and Mania looks even worse and worse by the day, man. And they had one chance tonight with that main event, and they even fucked that up. They can't do nothing right. Triple H, his team, all those people back there, they can't do nothing right, and they send people that people just believe for no reason, and Cody Rhodes and CM Punk out there to do damage control. and it unfortunately works for them because people just eat this shit up instantly, man. Look at the Twitter reaction, especially right after that promo. They ate it right up. They believed every word he said, and they're hyped, and they think that there's going to be a shoot civil war in the company with Triple H and TKO and none of this shit. No, y'all just fall for anything, man. Y'all really do. I'm just sad and disappointed.
Bro, I tell you what, bruh. You can't you can't genuinely sit there, see what happened on Monday Night Raw tonight, and expect me to fucking believe that that this isn't their little new kayfabe thing that they're running right now. I mean, you can't. You can't. You genuinely expect me to sit there and believe because some shit CM Punk said on the mic is actually going to get TKO to change their whole business model and rework how they run business? No, they're not. They're fucking not. They're going to go out there. You know what that's called? That's called lip service. Are you too fucking stupid to realize every fucking week up to this Mania build, with every week that's went by, if they ain't lowered ticket prices yet, do you think CM Punk talking on a promo to shoot on TKO and shoot on his boss Ari Emanuel is going to get TKO to change their business model? Like UFC fans ain't been complaining about this shit for years, and you think it's supposed to change now? Because what? Because Pat McAfee sent out a fucking tweet promoting WrestleMania tickets? Because there's a civil war that, even if it was real, Triple H isn't gonna fucking win anyway. If this civil war is real, per anybody's definition of it, if this is a real thing, we're right back into Triple H and Vince McMahon all over again, because Triple H don't got no fucking power, and they're gonna kick his ass every time, and he's never gonna win if it was real. Now again, this shit
Exactly, if it was real.
this shit is lip service, dog. This shit is lip
Totally.
service, and you expect me to think these shoot promos on TKO are gonna change anything now? Motherfucker, if this was the case, you should have thought about this shit 2 months ago when we were starting our WrestleMania build and the shit sucked. And what did you do with every week going closer? You added Jelly Roll to Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. You decided to build a WrestleMania World Heavyweight Championship match between CM Punk and Jey Uso. Now don't put this shit in front of my fucking face now and try to tell me you give a fuck 2 weeks before WrestleMania. Suck a dick with that bullshit, bro. This shit done pissed me off to a ridiculous amount on Friday, and then y'all want to double down and eat this bullshit up again on Monday. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Ticket prices don't change, why the creative don't change, because they eat everything up, dude. A fucking few months ago, Seth reveals his fake injury. Twitter's, oh, they got me, I fell for it, we're all stupid wrestling fans. And that mentality has truly cursed this fan base, man. It truly has, because it got to the point where they're believing these performative ass posts and promos from Cody. Cody's posting a picture of him, some Game of Thrones clip of a dude pulling out a sword against the army. Cody Rhodes is not Mr. Anti-corporate guy. He is corporate guy number one, and then you got number two in CM Punk, dude, Mr. Weird Old Man line, when that's who he resigned into the company back to, and that, he loves working and thanks his doofus son-in-law every day there a chance he gets to be back in this company. But he's the guy that's the voice of the voiceless. Dude, that promo would have worked in 2011. It don't work nowadays, dude. That shit has dried up. That well has dried up. He's unbelievable, at least for me now. For you, obviously, I mean, none of us believe this, but unfortunately for the fans, they still believe him for some reason. And that opener to Raw was some of the most saddest shit that people believed in the world. If they really think that is going to change ticket prices and, like you said, change their business model and flip everything on its ass, It didn't, bro. It's still gonna stay the same. Wherever SmackDown's gonna be, Randy Orton and Pat McAfee are gonna come out there on RKO Blank City shirts. And you people are gonna eat it up. Cody's gonna go out there say some little TKO related line, a little Ari line. People are gonna eat it up, man. And you're gonna eat it up, and you're gonna eat it up until Mania comes and goes. And at or after Mania, shit gets worse, and then you're like, damn, we believed it the whole time. We're man, how could we believe? Who's weak? Because it ain't me and you. It ain't NHP. It ain't all of us. We don't believe it. I don't believe it. I'm not believing this shit, man. I can't wait for Mania to come and go, and people realize how fake that opener to Raw was, and how fake that promo from CM Punk was. That shit was horrible. That shit was a slap in the face, and they thanked him for slapping them in the face. That's an insane thing.
Every single person in that company is to blame for everything that has transpired, every domino that has fell into place to get them to the point where they had to put Pat McAfee on television. Everybody, Triple H, it's Ari, it's the fucking talent involved, even though they're least to blame because they only have so much fucking input. But Triple H and Ari, this report came out. Oh, it was Ari's decision, and although there are ways you can feel bad for Triple H, it is his fucking fault just as much as it is Ari's. So
Exactly.
we're gonna talk about all this bullshit, bro. This man, this company, this fan base is so fucking cooked, man. I can't even describe it, bro. I mean, legit. And I'm a fan of this product too, and it sucks to see shit go this way. At 2 weeks before WrestleMania 42, 2 weeks away from the show, and this is the bullshit we're talking about. We're talking about Ari Emanuel calling a fucking audible 2 weeks before WrestleMania. And Triple H
Shit.
and Ari is man, oh god. You know what?
Doomed. They're doomed. Oh
Uh,
man. People are eating it up too. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Like, dude, Pat is in the graphic for the match. Are y'all not realizing
Look at
the shit happened, man?
you've been talking about some of the shit I got in my notes, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
that was another one of them too. Was look at the graphic, bro. If they really had such a problem with this shit, if this really was a civil war and Triple H wanted to say fuck this shit, Pat wouldn't be in that graphic. I mean, come on,
No, he
bro.
wouldn't be. He wouldn't be, but he is. And then, dude, the best part about it, again, we'll get to Raw, but the best part about it, CM Punk goes out there, says
Yes,
all of that
bro.
fluff, and
Yes.
the thing they put on next is the whole speed and vision stuff. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. That's just performing it, bro. Like, dude, do you not see the Phil track record here? It's part of the Phil psychosis, man. That's what this is, man. And people fell for it, and I feel bad. That they do, man. I feel bad that I have to watch the show that they let be bad in a way, man. That me and you, all of us here at NHP, have to watch a bad show because the majority of the fan base is okay with it being bad. It sucks. It really does.
And they eat up any little thing you fucking feed them.
Hmm.
And again, bro, I can see, I know performance when I fucking see it, bro. I mean, come on, dog. This shit, none of this shit is gonna change, bro. How fucking long? We talk about TKO's business model. How long? Honestly, how long have UFC fighters bitched and moaned for better pay for the fighters? Have they got that to this day? No.
Like, dude, it's obvious it's never gonna work out. You do the fact that the fans react the way they do, and the people in the back react the way they do, and just let things happen, and Triple H is spineless and lets all this happen. It's never gonna change, man. It's never gonna change in TKO. The more they realize is if they put guys like CM Punk and Cody in front of you and say some fluff, they get away with anything they want to. And tonight was their eye opener of wow, we could really get away with anything we want to. It's only going to get worse from here, people. And you're in till fans are a part of the reason it's only going to get worse from here.
They are, bro. They are. Because uh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let me go ahead and hit the intro. So we're not 30 minutes into the show intro list. How's everybody doing? Thank you guys for joining us here today for another edition of NHP. This is another edition of Unscripted. This is episode 294, I believe, of Unscripted. Yes, okay. Yes, as hey man, technically the real anniversary is in 2 days, but Friday is going to be the NHP 6-year anniversary show. So 6 years in, Friday, bro, Friday, wild.
That's insane, man. Can't believe 2020 was 6 years ago, man. It's just a wild thing, man. How much time just it goes faster and faster the older I get. It really does. And it's been an amazing 6 years, man. I'm excited to see what the future has in store for us, man. And 6 years of this, and who knows how many more, man, of us doing what we do, and just being us and giving our opinions, man. And I truly love it, man. I love the community we built, with all the viewers we built, the community. It truly is awesome, man. It truly feels like all the comments are just people talking to us in a Discord or a group chat or in person. You don't get a lot of that in a lot of communities. You get just a bunch of burgers, and we are a burgerless community, man, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud to have you guys to talk to in chat, man. It truly is always so awesome.
100%, man. 100%. So I'm very excited for Friday, man. Very excited for the 6-year anniversary show. If this is your first time watching, you guys do not know the show works every Monday after Raw. We are on here with Unscripted every Friday at 3 p.m. Central. We're on here with the news and for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW. We are live directly after with the post-show review. Speaking of that, we will be live this Sunday, this upcoming Sunday in 6 days for AEW Dynasty. So, with that being said, if you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, that's available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to stay first, join us right here live every single Friday at 3 p.m. Central for the news, man. Also, if you guys haven't got a chance to get your hands on some of the official Notorious Heels merchandise, you guys can now grab it live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com, where you can pick up the brand new, well, a couple months new now, the newest edition of the NHP merch lineup, man. The slept on since 2020 design. That is available for you guys, as well as all the other OG designs live on the merch shop now as we speak. Again, that is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. With that being said, if this is your first time watching and you guys do not know who we are here at Notorious Heels, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead. Let everybody know what it is you are smiling about today.
Man, it's definitely not about Raw. It's definitely not about SmackDown, man. Maybe a certain set of a certain trio on Dynamite make me smile sometimes, man. But other than that, smiling because I'm here with you guys to talk about this horrible WrestleMania build and all this drama and all of it, man. Always happy to be here to talk to you guys, man, and that we are, and excited for what the week entails. We do got Dynasty coming up this weekend. I am excited for that, and the overall weekend, man. That's exciting, and I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's you doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Not too bad. Not too bad. Just chilling, man. Yeah, that is just got two weekends coming up. Easter was good. Easter was real good, man. Enjoyed my Easter Sunday, and then yeah, now we're on to Dynasty weekend. We got Dynasty coming up. We got Mania coming up, so it's going to be pretty busy here coming up within the next couple of weeks. But yeah, so excited for that, man. Excited for that, and yeah, that's pretty much about it, man. That's pretty much about it. But as for you guys, we got my brother Tom in the chat. But as Duranto always asks, how's family? How's life? How's the family? Life is good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bell? Like I said, kind of jumped the gun, but we got my guy Tom in the chat. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys so very much for joining us. As always, we appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man. And man, I'm ready. I'm true. I've never been more ready to talk some wrestling in my life, bro. But first, we have to talk about the show I just alluded to as the fucking least of my worries at this point. AEW Dynamite. Which at this point, and I don't mean this as a compliment, but this is the best show I watch every week. And again, that is not a compliment.
Because at the end of the day, it still has a Dynamite problem where it's still the most useless wrestling show weekly. Just for what they do every week, that goes week to week into the pay-per-views. Overall, our biggest criticism of Dynamite for the past like 2 fucking years have been how useless it is, and that uselessness makes it the most least offensive show out of Raw and SmackDown, man. So there's that, man. There's that. The least talked about show is the least offensive because they're not doing what Raw and SmackDown are doing, man.
Yes, yeah, like he just said, man. It somehow, some way has become the least, most just offensive insult of my intelligence that I watch every week. This episode of Dynamite was the April 1st, the April Fool's edition of Dynamite, and this took place from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Winnipeg, man, that's a real city. Look at that.
Yeah,
They're in a real city.
Yeah.
I love to see that, man.
Yep. They're not in Fishers, Indiana this week. They were in Winnipeg. Speaking of Winnipeg, bro, Tony Schiavone is out in the middle of the ring and he is trying to do the intro to the show, but pyro keeps going off over his speech. Now, I was dying because I thought they were doing this on accident. Come to know, and this was actually a thing they did on purpose. But, bro, I sat there for like the first 30 seconds of the show dying laughing because this motherfucker was trying to talk, and every time he went to talk, just boom, 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 all this pyro's going off. He looked so annoyed, and I'm thinking, what are they doing? What are they doing back there? I thought they were just fucking with him. But it turns out this was all for the AEW return of Chris Jericho. His trons just said Jericho. It's leading a lot of people to believe he's just going to go by Jericho.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, maybe it's just because it's his name, but maybe that's... Hopefully I'm not already predicting something possibly bad, which very well could be. Maybe he's gonna do like one of those, because his gimmicks are always like a rib on stupid booking, essentially. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does end up becoming stupid booking, unironically, but they always start out as something ironic onto stupid booking. So maybe he's gonna do like a part of whatever he's gonna do next is like the name change stuff that like WWE does. Maybe I could see something like that, which does not start me off on a good idea for Jericho's return. That sounds like fucking TV time with Jericho all over again. If that is the case, man, but just Jericho, no fucking learning tree, nothing, man, no none of that. So there it is, man. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's definitely I kind of was kind of thinking in the same direction that you were. I kind of thought, a lot of his gimmicks are like they kind of like make fun of WWE in a way. You look at like the sports entertainer stuff, or like the the old guy that's leeching onto the last bit of TV time. It's all kind of stuff WWE frequently does. If they're going to just call him Jericho, that is absolutely one of the dumbest fucking things. I mean, what are we doing, dude? What you might as well have just went to WWE for that. So he comes out. This was downright sad. Okay, the crowd, you could tell this crowd was just not hot for Jericho at all. And this is his hometown crowd, which is what makes this sad. He came out there. The people were hardly singing Judas. You know how they cut the theme song off and like the people like will continue on singing?
Oh yeah, he used to hit, man, and then it stopped, obviously.
They did not. They did not continue on singing whatsoever, bro. The music shut off and everybody else shut up too. So it was over. From damn near the moment he walked out of the curtain. He stood in the ring, was like firing up the crowd. That was not really excited in the first place. He grabbed the mic, said, "AEW Winnipeg, I'm home." Home as in what? Your adult house? Your adult home? Is this your senior home? Is this your senior assisted living facility? I mean, what? Listen, Jericho's home, we all know, is WWE. So I don't spare me, please.
That's where he broke his teeth, really, man. That's his original home. Like, yes, he did help build the foundation to this current house. Um, and like he's a he's the lead architect on the place he's in. It's not, I want to describe it as his home exactly, man. I mean, I just wouldn't, man, but he's home for him. That kind of also to me could be a rib on Punk and that whole thing that he did. Um, and that just obviously his first appearance back, besides like the Tron and then the whole I'm home thing, we really don't have a direction to go off of overall on Jericho's direction. But I'm not too into what might happen so far. All these possibilities. There's really nothing or nobody I want to see him face or interact with right now, and there's just I think creatively his best chance would have been going back to WWE for one last time and doing, you know, one last run over there with all the stuff he could do over there and all the people he could see over there. I think that would have been best, man. And him being back in AEW, it can always be good. But I genuinely expect the worst. I expect it might start off, good. We might be shocked with how good it starts. But then I think he's going to Jericho it and just get worse and worse over time. So I just can't be too excited about this, and I really don't know what direction they could take it because the first segment back we didn't really get a hint. I think we have on this Wednesday we do have a segment announced to have a more of a direction for what he's going to do, but I don't know so far, man. I'm very very concerned about his direction already.
Same here, man. I mean, yeah, it's again, man. It's something where, like I said it on Friday. I get why he came back if he really does want to, wrap it up in AEW and he really wants to end his career here. I get why. At the end of the day, though, you are looking at more of a safer bet because Tony's just better at doing send-offs than Triple H is, quite frankly. Um, but at the end of the day, the thing is with Jericho and WWE, I just think the crowd reactions would have been better, and at least it would have been a lot of people he hasn't interacted with in a very long time. So I think that's where he would have won in going to WWE. But at the end of the day, I do get it, but still concerned about his direction nonetheless. But Jericho's back in AEW. We'll have to see where the road takes us, and hopefully it's not as bad as it's been for the last, 2.5, 3 years at this point. So I hope not, but we'll see, man. We will see. Kenny Omega and MJF.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
They came out
This
for the...
one I'm looking for.
Yeah, this is the bread and butter of the show right here. Kenny Omega and MJF, they come out for their contract signing. MJF signs the contract. He passes it over to Kenny Omega, and Kenny signs it. And Excalibur's going crazy because, of course, he knows he just wants to probably see people looking for a fight. He was very excited. He's like, these guys wasting little words. And then MJF grabs the mics. The mic. Sorry, pulled an Excalibur. He grabs the mic. like Roderick Strong's. But anyways,
Oh,
MJF grabs the mic and he tells Kenny his arms and his shoulders are aging like bags of milk. Yeah.
it's true. I mean, like per your words, man, he does look like a volatile every week, man. Comes out there pale as ice, looks like
Yeah.
fucking an engineer from the Alien movies. He does not look good, man. He does not look good.
He tells Kenny, just like his talentless, injury prone boyfriend, Kota Ibushi, he is just a
Oh
gust
man,
away from from retirement. Okay? He's a gust away from retirement, bro. You think he exposed Kenny, bro? Is this some information we didn't know?
some. I think most of us knew, what the Golden Lovers truly entailed, man. And
What does it entail?
I didn't think. I think we could all get a picture of it without describing it, because if I
Mm.
described it, this video might get taken down, man. It might. I don't know, man.
Oh.
I don't know YouTube's policy on talking to Whoop Wham, man. But
Mm.
um, that shit popped me. That shit was hilarious. Very funny moment from MJF bringing up the obviously maybe to some controversial relationship with Kota Ibushi.
Mhm.
Um, and MJF, he's not afraid to bring stuff up,
Yeah.
and he brought that up obviously, man. And I gotta give Kenny his props, man, because he could have got the line cut.
Yeah.
He could have,
Yeah.
but he didn't, man. He didn't. Unlike some might think, the elite, they're down to work for business, man. They're down to put differences aside for business. Guess not all the time, but in case like this, yes. And he took a jab at his boy, man. Maybe even more than his boy, but he took a jab at his boy,
Yep.
and I think that's gonna fire Kenny up, man. I think he's gonna go take them stem shells, and I think we're about to get a whole new Kenny Omega. I mean, he might look like a volatile, and that might not be a good thing, but he also might move like one too, and that's
Yeah.
gonna be dangerous, man.
Yep.
So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I thought the line was hilarious. Um, Especially with all like the speedball like flirting he's been doing with
Yeah.
Kenny Omega. It's been, it's so awkward, and I do think that is like the purpose of what they're doing, is they're
You're trying to make
purposely
Kota jealous.
doing trying to make that too. They might be trying to make Coda jealous, man. They
Yeah.
might be making a demon to return, man. We're getting their demon return in a few weeks. When Coda comes back, that might be another demon return, man. It might be on demon time for Coda. You might want to get Speedball, and you might want to be Coda up Kenny and be like, hey man, what the fuck, You either gonna let him hit on you while
Yep.
I'm at home?
Yep.
That's crazy, man. I think that might be crazy to Coda, but it was
Yeah.
a really funny segment. I have genuinely enjoyed what MJF and Kenny have been doing. And, AEW is building another main event world title match where you could see any guy winning and you're okay with both outcomes, man. I really like the streak they've really been on with their world title scene, man. I have. I've really been enjoying like the unpredictability and all the possibilities with every one of these big pay-per-view matches.
Yeah.
What you laughing at, man? Man, what are you laughing at, man? What do you think is funny?
I was just laughing at you, man. You're, you're,
Laughing at me?
you're just a funny guy, bro.
I don't know if it's me.
You're just a funny
I don't know
guy.
if it's me you're laughing at.
He
I think I know what
says
you're laughing at, man.
he says moving on here. He says that Kenny Omega is desperate for the world title.
That's all he's desperate for, man. I
Yo.
think he's one of those. I think he. All right, your yo might be my way to go out of this one, man. But you think he's a beggar? You think he might be desperate? Is he just alluding to the world title, or is he alluding to the hotel room? Activities, man. I don't know, man. I don't know, but well, I think time will tell.
What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Oh god. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? All right.
Know, man.
I don't know.
We gotta be positive at some point of
I,
this show.
I don't know what this fucking guy's talking about, but he says Kenny's desperate for the world title. Okay, nothing else with the world title. He says because his doctor told him.
Doctor told him what now, man? What does the doctor tell him?
Oh God, his doctor told him. His doctor. I'm so fucking sorry. His doctor told him his intestines can
What are you laughing at, man? Nothing. I don't know if it's that funny. I don't know if it is.
No, it's not. It's not
doctor
funny.
Doctor has concern
I'm
about his intestines and his guts. He is concerned about Kenny's guts, man. Come on, this is serious.
I fucking hate you. His doctors are concerned about his intestines. They say they can explode at any moment. Okay? He says he's on a race against time to cement his legacy. And when he gets done with him, all of his disciples who call him a god will admit he's a false idol who's better off dead.
Okay.
Wow. Kenny gets mad, and he finally flips the table over, right?
Oh.
And he goes to hit MJF, which is what MJF wants, right? And Speedball, Mike Bailey, he comes out and he holds Kenny back. Speedball says, we all see MJF is trying to goad Kenny into hitting him because he's afraid. He says he should be thanking Kenny. He says MJF thinks he's like Kenny, but that only exists in his mind. So maybe I should kick some sense into it. I gotta say, when Speedball gets angry and like when you kind of push him a little bit and he shows that aggressive side of himself, you know, it's pretty dope on the mic, I must say.
He is. When Speedball's happy, he's a little just one of those like happy promos, you know what I mean? When he's you know happy. I don't know if that makes sense, man, but he's kind of
he's a happy-go-lucky guy. He's not intimidating.
And I don't mean that in like a genuinely like, oh, you know, his promos, nothing like that. Because even his babyface happy promos, I do like. But like when he gets serious, that's when like he really gets good on the mic, man. So I do agree with you. I do like when he gets real serious on the mic.
100%.
Man's still laughing, man. I don't know. It's funny. I don't know. It's funny. I think we have a real beef here.
Kenny,
with MJF.
Wait, listen. I'm about to cut your mic in about 2 seconds. Kenny, I probably should, because Kenny says he would rather miss 24 inches.
Just the pause, man. You expect me to say
of his intestines. 24 inches of his intestines. You know? Then miss his balls. Right?
Triple H ain't got no balls.
MJF then finally agrees to the match in the main event against Speedball. And okay, as MJF is walking out, Kenny and Speedball are in the ring holding each other. They were like hugging. Like, what? Why are y'all hugging?
It's like a sign. It wasn't even like a thanks for helping me out there, like homie hug.
Yeah.
That was like you're walking under the Christmas lights with your girl. You know what I mean? Like, why were they hugging like that, man? I think they do want Coda to come back a dog. I think they do. I think that's what they want.
They're creating
Maybe
a super villain.
40 chest. They are creating a super villain. Maybe it's Kenny's plan for Coda to come back locked in. Maybe it's like this 4D chess plan that he has going.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
I think yeah, that could possibly be it. I don't know. I think they are definitely I think they are definitely you know, they're trying to piss off, you know, Kenny Omega's talentless, injury prone boyfriend, Kota Ibushi.
Even though well, I mean, he did have a few injuries. I was gonna say something about the injury prone line, but he did have a few injuries. Because wasn't he out for like a year in between this injury and
Yes.
like? Okay, I think now that I'm thinking about it, he did have another big injury, man. Maybe he is. Maybe it's just bad luck. Maybe that's just, modern wrestling doctors probably being the biggest frauds in the world. Um, but hopefully, Coda can be back soon. But I didn't even take in the injury proneness to him. I really didn't until Kenny said that. It does make a little sense, unfortunately. But
Well,
very. Hmm.
Kota has he has worked that New Japan style his whole life, I believe, too, just like Kenny.
Yeah.
So their bodies are probably both breaking down together. I mean, Kenny looks like a volatile. Kota's on the fucking shelf for 2 years. So, I mean, what? Yeah, I mean,
True.
geez.
That is true. He did work that style, like, and you know how they are over there, man. A lot of those guys that are Japanese, a lot of them do start off at like age 14 out there and shit. Like didn't like and it's not what's her name? Kenny's friend in the women's division. What's her name?
Rio?
The Rhea, yeah, that's her name. Didn't she start out at like 10 years old or
Yes.
something out
Yes.
in the business? So like I'm sure a lot of them did out there. It probably isn't good on the body in the long
Oh
term.
no,
So
100%.
it
And
makes sense.
and Coda is Coda. Ugh. What are you laughing at? I didn't even make my
Oh man,
point yet.
sometimes people just make you laugh.
Coda is 43 too, bro. So I mean, just like Kenny, you know, they're both about the same age and have been working that style for a really long time. So I don't know.
He's that old, man. He doesn't, because obviously he doesn't look that old, man. He looks like he could be in like his early to mid 30s, man. I forget he's
Yeah,
43.
yeah. No, for he looks very young. He really
Oh
does.
yeah.
So Coda, uh, Coda is there. I'll tell you what, man, they are definitely making a super villain for when he comes back. But yeah, I don't know why Kenny and Speedball were like fucking side hugging each other and holding each other, watching MJF walk away. But I don't know, man. I don't think Coda's gonna be too happy about that. But
He is, man. I think he is.
speaking of Omega, Jack Perry, and Brody King defeated the Demand with a one-winged angel to Ricochet. What is that match?
So that match, man. Well, yeah, didn't MJF hire the Demand to take care of? No, he hired them to take care of Darby Allin. So
He
what are
hired
they?
the Don Callis family, not the Demand.
The Don Callis family. Okay, so yes, I know this makes sense, man. None
Yeah,
any of
not a
this
lick
makes
of it.
sense. I was like, maybe because they hired them for. No, none of it, man. That's just great. Random nothingness match.
Cage and Cope enter the arena with chairs. They say they're taking anyone out in their way. Christian goes to deck Renee Young Renee Paquette with the chair, and Copeland stops her. They then find FTR's locker room, but they find Trent and Azuka, Rocky Renero, in the in FTR's locker room, and they attack them with the chairs.
They attacked Bazooka Rocky Romero, man. They attacked him. It is the Bazooka Rocky Romero. I'm waiting for that one at the pay per view, man. If they make an appearance, but
Sure.
I do like what Cage and Cope have been doing. I like their dynamic, and I like a lot of people have mentioned it, and it's very true. I liked how in them getting back together and teaming with them, Cage didn't change like who his character was, or he didn't revert back to just happy good guy Christian.
Yeah,
He still plays that asshole dickhead character, and I really like the dynamic they have. It is very fun, man. It is.
100%. So Will Ospreay defeated Pac. Pac attacked Ospreay before the match with during his entrance, and immediately gets him up and hits him with a brainbuster on the stage. guys, this is the dumb shit that we shouldn't be doing. I mean, A, Will Ospreay probably shouldn't even be back right now. And B, a brain buster on the stage is your choice of move.
Dude, like you said, he probably shouldn't even be back right now, but the fact that he is, save all the big shit for pay-per-views if you're really going to be back
Yes.
already, man. Don't do this shit on the weekly. It's not worth it for your health. You know, Darby doing crazy shit on the weekly is one thing. You know, that's just Darby, but like, dude, you have a history of injuries. You just came back from one. Literally just came back from them. Just don't. You don't need to do it on television, man. You really don't.
No, not at all. I think, maybe they should be a little bit more responsible with Osprey's neck and the choice of moves that we're doing. So, Osprey wins the match. Afterwards, the Death Riders attack him, and they almost go to snap his neck in the chair like they did at Forbidden Door. And Moxley steps in Claudio's way, grabs the mic, and he tells Will, "This isn't personal, so don't make it personal." And that was that. So obviously still building to that match. And I'm liking the build. I think I'm a little confused on, I think Ospreay should be gearing towards the World Championship. And I don't know if they're going to have him win the Continental title or not. I hope not, but
I really hope not, man.
yeah, I mean, I would just save his next title win for that AEW World Championship. So I don't really know what the idea behind putting the Continental title on him would be. So hopefully they don't go that way, but that we will just have to wait and see.
I hope they don't go that way. I wouldn't be shocked if they try to go that way because they just like to do weird stuff like that. Really hope he does end up going for the world title, man. But I've liked what they've been doing overall. Besides all like the extra shit that they've been having Osprey do, I overall like what they're doing.
For sure. Mina Shirakawa and the Brawling Birds defeated the Triangle of Madness. Excalibur had 2 blunders in this match.
Let's go. And that's my favorite part about Dynamite, man.
Excalibur called Tekla Texa.
Hexa.
He was like reversal there by Texa. And the hot tag to Alex Winder.
Alex Winder.
Alex Winder.
Yeah. He can't make it up, dude. He can't make up this truly amazing commentary. Of course I'm excited for the matches on Sunday, man. But I'm really excited for the commentary.
Yes.
On Sunday. My God. That's what I'm really excited for.
I'm
truly,
pumped.
genuinely, because they genuinely pop me with every fuck up they do. It's so bad. It's great.
And this match ended with a haterade. I fucking love the way he says haterade. I must admit. It is hilarious. Haterade! Fucking Excalibur, bro. He does. Truly amazing. He does. To Julia Hart. So that was that. I have absolutely no thoughts because I absolutely have no idea why this match was even taking place. So, Darby Allin. He comes out. He says he's going to put an end to this bullshit run MJF is on. He says MJF is scared because he knows Darby will die for the world title. He says he will chase it until he sees God or the world championship, and he hasn't seen God yet, so I request to meet with the devil instead. It's a pretty dope line, but just as things got dope, they got shot in the head because Don Callis came out.
And momentum killed instantly.
He announces that Darby will be facing Andrade at Dynasty. He then sends Paul Wall, Lance Archer out there to attack Darby Allin.
Like fucking Lance Loser is going to do anything.
Why the fuck was he dressed like Paul Wall? he had like one of them like he had like one of them '05 like designer those giant logo like stitch shirts on. He looked like a complete idiot. He had a bandana and some sunglasses. I'm like, is this Paul Wall? Is this Riff Raff? Or is this
Seriously,
Lance Archer?
we got Riff Raff, we got Paul Wall, man. We got them all, man. That's Lance Archer for you, man. Gotta love him, man. He's, you know, at one point he was their main big guy in the company. Would you believe that?
Not for a second.
Exactly. We didn't even really believe it at the time because he instantly was losing at the start of this company's existence, man. So gotta love Paul Wall.
Man. So he comes down and Darby Allin chucks a skateboard right at Paul Wall's head, and Jack Perry and Brody King come to save him. And then Kenny Omega comes out after he already was out here for a match earlier in the night. He comes out to do commentary wearing no shirt, still in his wrestling shoes, with a pair of basketball shorts on. What was this attire, bro?
Bro, dude, what are these Kenny Omega fits, dude?
Why
What
was
did he
that his
wear?
choice of wear to do commentary in?
Even then, like you look back to the start of the show. I'm just remembering this. He didn't come out for the contract signing in full gear. Why does he always do that type of shit?
Yes.
You
I
know?
have
He
no idea.
like, dude, wear some street clothes. It's the contract signing. Fucking
Kenny is
hilarious, man.
hilarious, bro. Darby and Kenny faced off before the main event, which saw Omega on commentary, which was MJF versus Speedball. MJF hit a tombstone, a jumping tombstone on the apron, and a heat seeker to pick up the victory. He then went to attack Speedball again, but Kenny Omega, he was on commentary. He said, "Guys, I can't do this anymore. I can't watch this." He ran in the ring, and he helped his boy Speedball Mike Bailey as MJF retreated.
Oh my god, he helped a speedball out in that moment, and you know he had to help his friend in that moment.
Yeah. Wow.
I was gonna
No,
never mind.
you weren't. um, MJF. MJF picked up the victory, man. It was an okay episode of AEW Dynamite. I'll say the Jericho return ended up going pretty bad in my opinion. However, I think I really like the Kenny Omega and MJF stuff. I thought, for me at least, that was the highlight of that show.
I definitely thought it was the highlight, man. Not just for one reason, but genuinely it was like the best thing they did on the show. And I like I said earlier, what they're building for the main event of a dynasty and all that kind of tell. I like it. I like overall Mox and Will Ospreay. I wish they weren't damn near in the process of reverting Death Riders back to what they were before. But that's just an overtime critique that will critique over time. And like you said, that Jericho return was kind of just awkward and just very worrying about what his character is going to be, man. It really is.
For sure, bro. For sure. So, that's everything for AEW, man. And now we got Friday Night SmackDown. Before we get to that, we got a word from the official sponsor, the official energy drink of NHP, W Energy. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Really always got to shout out Dubby. Whether workout, whatever you may need the energy for, man. We got an AEW pay-per-view this weekend. Those go late. Those usually we start our review of them at about midnight, man. So if you guys want to be up to watch this show and watch our review, man, get Dubby. It won't let you down. It'll keep you awake. You won't have the jitters. You'll have the focus, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly, always gotta shout out Dubby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As always, thank you. And shout out to the great people over at W, the official sponsor of you guys here over at NHP.
You know, up until about, the first segment of tonight, I thought SmackDown was really going to be the shitter of the week, man. And it only got worse from that show on, man. And the show was really bad. And that's the thing. That's not a way to say in retrospect what SmackDown did, wasn't that bad or whatever. It was still absolutely some of the worst shit I've ever seen. And from here on out, it only gets worse, man. It's insane.
My God. WWE advertised that Randy Orton tonight, or April 3rd, was going to bring out the man he's been on the phone with, right? He's going to reveal who he's been on the phone with. Okay? And Randy comes out, Cody comes out, and everything up until this point, I genuinely I genuinely couldn't tell you what happened, because what happened next would completely overtake anything that these guys had just said before. And I believe they had words for each other. But I completely forgot almost everything they said, because the next thing that would be on our screen was a shot of Cody Rhodes turning around and seeing none other than former Raw commentator, former Indianapolis Colts punter, Pat McAfee, in the ring, wearing an RKO Everybody shirt with a pair of sunglasses on. And he kicked Cody Rhodes straight in the balls. They revealed a commentator, a punter, a wrestling fan, somebody who is not a part of this business, as the fucking guy who Randall Keith Orton, was on the phone with, getting Orton back to his old self.
Dude, this is the guy who, and we'll get to in a second, and we'll get to it in a second, man, who, brought Randy Orton back, who is against the IWC and wrestling fans, who started working here because he was a wrestling fan, and they got him on takeover pre-show panels and made his way through the company to be a commentator, but he's still but he's a part of the business. The whole reason he works here, bro, is because he's a wrestling fan and wanted to work here, bro. He is everything he hates, man. And that's just the tip of the fucking iceberg.
Randy Orton, the same guy who killed legends, pissed and shit in people's bags, fucking got so blackout drunk he ripped a stall off the fucking wall overseas. He tied up Triple H and kissed his wife right in front of him. He punted John Cena Sr. He done
his pants and made fucking writers shake his hand.
Yeah, but fucking rubbed his hand all over his dick and went to shake the new writer's hands until Stephanie McMahon came around. That guy came back to life because of Pat McAfee. WWE managed to fuck up a feud that has 2 decades of history between the guys. They decided to add Pat McAfee, Jelly Roll, and Stephanie McMahon in this feud. three people that, all in all, except for maybe kind of Stephanie, because she's the only one who has any type of experience with 09 Randy Orton, but even that wasn't fucking needed because Cody knows that. He was in a faction with 09 Randy Orton. They were in Legacy. He was in fucking cahoots with that man. That diabolical version of Randy Orton. Cody was by his side, shoulder to fucking shoulder with Ted Jr. And this is now the third person. And last week, what was the title to the unscripted we did last Monday? WWE's adding too many fucking people to Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. That was our concern then. You see how we've been concerned about all this shit that everybody tries to brush off, and now look at where we are? Because y'all just eat shit up.
They eat it up. They do. And like, even before, I thought with the whole voice thing or the whole caller thing, I thought when it was going to be revealed, I thought it was going to be like a Stephanie and Jelly Roll thing where it was a one-time little segment just solely for that interaction to get to Cody's head. And like, it wasn't. Pat McAfee is legitimately a partner now to Randy Orton, and that's fucking horrible, man. And I didn't even love the stuff he did with Stephanie, but some of those things he said in there, like Cody said, the story about having to take the wheel for Orton because he was blackout drunk, dude. That is what this feud should have been built off. Those type of stories that those two have with each other that we don't know that all because Cody is the one that told us about the fucking urinal story, man. How many stories do we not know that they could bring up in this feud? How many times Cody Rhodes, who was a young kid in the business, basically had to be the adult for Randy Orton in his actions on screen and backstage. That's what this feud should have been built off of, not Jelly Roll. Stephanie, her interaction, although I didn't really like the way they did it, I thought it was fine. And especially, and I mean especially, this wrestling fan that is Pat McAfee. That is horrible, man. You drag Pat McAfee, who's here because he's Ari Emanuel's friend, and Ari Emanuel thinks he is quite literally, quote, and I mean quote, the next Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, and Rambo. He thinks that star power is what heel '09 Randy Orton, the Randy Orton that everyone in our generation remembers watching when they were kids, man. Look on the internet. If you look on any non wrestling page and look up the words Randy Orton, they're going to talk about that era of Randy Orton because that's the era they remember growing up and watching with and remembering him for. That's what but you need Pat McAfee, a C- celebrity to sell. It makes no sense, man. It made the whole made the whole segment look horrible, and it made Randy's heel character, look absolutely horrible. That he was staring down Cody Rhodes for 2 years as champion. For 2 years, on and off, he would look at him and look at the title and do all this, and the whole reason he finally turned heel and went back on being a dog is because of Pat McAfee told him he should. That is absolutely horrible, and that has basically killed this Randy Orton heel turn already, and it's fucking sad to see, man, because Orton and Cody deserve better. You have a 20-year plus history with these two that is bogged down by Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee. That's not the shit I want to hear. I want to hear the stories. I want to hear the interactions. I want to hear all the times that Cody had to save Randy's ass backstage and in the real world and all this and all that. That's the shit I want to hear. I don't want to see Pat. I don't want to see Jelly Roll. I don't want to see none of this, man. I don't. And that's what they're giving us. And it's fucking horrible. And they killed the gimmick already. For Friday, they killed the Randy Orton gimmick, and I genuinely don't care about it now. I don't care who wins, who loses that match at Mania, because before that reveal on Friday, my mentality was Mania is what's going to define if this Randy Orton heel turn works or not. If he loses at Mania, at the time I was thinking if he loses at Mania, gimmick's dead. He needs to win at Mania and beat Cody. Now it's too late. Now you already pre-Mania killed it, and now I don't care what happens at WrestleMania, man. I genuinely don't care. At this point, I genuinely think that Oba and Brock should be the night one main event, and they should be booted off that main event status because that's how bad that they fucked this up. That is horrible.
I at this point I wouldn't be opposed to that idea. It doesn't deserve it. It just doesn't fucking deserve it, man. You done brought everybody here and done had Randy Orton on the phone with somebody for a month. For a month to reveal Pat McAfee, a all in all wrestling fan. Somebody who got in the business because he was a fan. Because he was a fan. He was an ex-NFL commentator, a fan of pro wrestling. This is who we decided to bring in and shoehorn in the main event of WrestleMania. This is absolutely one of the worst possible decisions WWE could have possibly made. Now, who's to blame? Now we ask ourselves, who is to blame? Is it Ari Emanuel? Yes, it absolutely is. This is the second year in a row where they have put celebrities and people who are not supposed to be in these spots. We had Travis Scott in the ring while John Cena turned heel. We had Travis Scott in the ring with John Cena holding up his 17th World Championship at WrestleMania. Why? Why, you may ask? I'm still trying to figure it out, because we haven't seen him since then. For WWE's clicks, for their viral moments, for their revenue, for their fucking A-list celebrity status that they have. And now this year, 2 weeks before WrestleMania takes place, you put Pat McAfee, another celebrity, involved, and you shoehorn him in the main event.
Horrible.
What's next? Next week is fucking Ice Spice gonna come out and align herself with Roman Reigns to take down CM Punk? What's next? I am so sick and tired of this company's bullshit. They had every weapon for success 2 years ago. Triple H was booking shit to the point where you could book 5 WrestleManias ahead that made sense. And now, I can't even tell you what the fuck they're going to put up on a weekly television show. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen. Every week, I'm wondering, what are they going to do that's going to just rile up their fan base tonight? Now, again, can you feel bad for Triple H because Ari shoehorned Pat McAfee in there? Sure you can. But you also can. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because maybe, if Triple H actually booked inspiring television, they wouldn't have to feel this way. Now, ticket prices are a huge ordeal of WrestleMania not selling the amount of tickets that they want. That is another thing that falls on Ari Emanuel, and we'll get to that during Pat McAfee's promo. Maybe Ari wouldn't have to feel that way if Triple H got his fucking head out of his ass and everything you've done up until Mania this point has been nothing but stupid, uninspiring bullshit. Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley had something in the palm of their hands. They could have worked off some clearly real-life tension. And feelings get hurt. That goes down the drain and we get this bare bones, basic ass bullshit feud. And let's go over to Monday Night Raw real quick and talk about our guys Roman Reigns and CM Punk. All we hear coming out of that feud, lines getting cut, CM Punk is able to mention this dude's dad, and the following week, lines are getting cut. The week after that, Jey Uso's coming out on a warpath, and the week after that, Jey Uso's commanding Roman Reigns to attack CM Punk, and I begged the question then, and everybody fucking ate it up, and we're like, WWE's thinking long term. Let me ask you something, buddy. When's the last time WWE actually thought long term? Because remember all the other little bloodline stories everybody used to come up with. Oh, WWE's foreshadowing this for the future. Oh, WWE's foreshadowing this for the future. When do we ever get to see that? Remember when, they were keeping Jey Uso protected because he was eventually going to beat Roman Reigns for a world championship further in the future? Remember when they were building to that? Remember when? Oh my goodness, there's so
Solo was Solo was sent by not Roman Reigns, by the High Council, whatever it is. Never did anything with that, man. Never did anything real with that favor stuff. That was horrible.
no.
Never had the Roman apology to his family, and they
That
still fucking rely on that.
Yes. Remember that? Oh, this is all gonna build to Roman Reigns being a bigger baby face, and he's gonna, oh, how about oh, when Roman Reigns loses the championship, he's gonna be pissed and want to avenge his wise man. That never happened. Remember when the OG bloodline was going to get back together because Roman Reigns was genuinely going to apologize and have a heart to heart with his family and explain why he did the things he did? No, I'm not going to fucking fall for this bullshit that WWE has the big picture and they understand the grand scheme of things. Oh, you got to think Jay, after all this time, is now the one calling the shots. I'm not falling for it because every time we think of something long term with these people, or what about Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton? Remember when Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes was all going to lead to a grander story with Orton staring at the title and all this, and this is going to lead to an awesome feud between the two? And look at what we get. When we finally get the feud, we get a bunch of bullshit that points at a fatal four-way, doesn't even trend in the direction of that match, yet then they trend in the direction of the match off a bullshit, boring-ass elimination chamber. And then the following week, Orton turns heel. Okay, everything's great. And then what do they go and do? They add Jelly Roll, and they add Pat McAfee, and we see Stephanie McMahon, and all these moving parts that we don't need. This is what we get when they think long term. So when they told me that I was overreacting about Jey Uso and his involvement in there, and when they fucking sat there and told us that we don't know what we're talking about, and why should we have podcast equipment? We don't know what we're talking about because every single time we look forward to something long term, they never follow through. So now I ask, who does not know what the fuck they are talking about? Because I know what I watch. I know what I watch. I'm speaking off what I fucking watch. And again, this whole WrestleMania build, going back to my original topic, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, has fucking sucked. Do you honestly think, ask yourself, is that the very best WWE could do with Roman Reigns and CM Punk? Fuck no. And then CM Punk goes out there on Monday Night Raw and wants to drop some lines now, the week Roman isn't there? Are you kidding me?
It's horrible, man. It's sad. It's horrible. They don't know what they're doing. They're fucking every major story up, dude. Look at this. Finn and Dom, they were both physically there. They were both physically in the ring. They didn't get to talk to each other in the ring. They could just brawl, man. Look at Stephanie and Liv. They don't get to talk to each other unless it's on a video promo. All they could do is brawl. Oba and Brock, this was your moment tonight to finally have, let Oba say some words on the mic to talk about and hype up his match for WrestleMania. They
Brawl.
just brawl. It's brawl after brawl after recap, all throughout Raw, all throughout SmackDown. Because I don't think the writers know what they did last night. They do it for casual fans. They say, I think they play these replays so the writers know what happened last week, so they could go tell whoever the fuck to go out there and do something, because they don't know what happens week to week. Mystery attacker with Jacob, nothing. Mystery attacker with Jay, nothing. Story after story after story where something is teased and nothing ever happens. Nothing ever gets followed through because they don't remember. They're not paying attention. They're not playing 4D chess over here, man. They're pretending, and you believe them, and then you make them think that what they're doing is 4D chess, and they are thinking ahead, and they call you stupid for you reminding them of what you're doing, man. It is so sad and such a bad cycle with creative and the fan reaction to this creative. It's fucking horrible, man. They fucked up almost every story going into WrestleMania, especially the big ones. Roman and Punk could add so much, so many years of history, and lines are getting cut, and people are acting like children. Rhea and Jade, I didn't even want that in the first place, but you did it, and you know they argued on Twitter because they might not really like each other, so you just completely have them not bring up any other dislikes against each other, and you do group versus group for their storyline. Every storyline, almost top to bottom, with this WrestleMania is horribly disappointing because they don't know what they're doing, man. Either the wrestler themselves are too baby to go out there and work like adults, or the writers, Triple H and his team, don't know what they're doing, and it got so bad week to week that Ari Emanuel every time feels like he has to step in and do something to get ticket sales. Because, like you said, ticket prices are one part of the problem. The other is the television. Please stop neglecting that part because your television is ass. There's no reason really to watch week to week. There's no rewarding factors to watch week to week, and there's no rewarding reaction things to go to these shows. Dude, we went to a show just recently. We went to Elimination Chamber because Elimination Chamber was a bucket list show, and they gave us a horrible Elimination Chamber. The match was stupid. The result was dumb for the men and the women's, and the show was disappointing. They gave us a Danhausen return that they teased a month prior, a month build up as a Danhausen debut to a Chicago pay-per-view with the Elimination Chamber. What do you think? These crowds suck because your shows suck, and the only people that could really afford to fill out these arenas are Little Yachty, who's complaining on Twitter that the fans are mad at celebrities, man. That is your big problem. It's a horrible problem. And Tom, that's true. He says it sounds like they have a shit show behind the scenes in WWE, but they won't get shit on it for like Tony Khan in AEW. And that's true because at Tony Khan in AEW, they always get shit. Dude, I will never forgive these fans for shitting on AEW and their process for having their two main event wrestlers be okay with each other winning. Twitter was mad at that and they shit on them for that. But Triple H can have a fucking a war backstage that people say with his bosses, and nothing happens, and
they
they're just
think it's
they're
cool.
WWE. They think it's cool. They think it's a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. He's Triple H is spineless back there. He's spineless and he's lazy. He's on cruise control, and his shows suck for it. He gets punished for it essentially by people stepping on his foot, and now it's some cool war. It's with TKO and Triple H and his friends CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, and they're standing up for the fans. You guys fall for anything, man. Y'all really fall but when Warner Brothers steps in with against Tony Khan and stops people from joining the company, Tony Khan don't know what he's doing. He ain't standing up. He ain't being a boss though. Cause yeah, to me, he's not. Tony Khan should stand up to Warner Brothers more. But y'all don't keep that same energy though. Y'all don't.
Yes. What about Brawl Out? What about Brawl Out? What about when that happened, when Tony Khan's business was going to close doors because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and all the wrestlers think they run the shop, and all this bullshit that people were saying about Tony Khan? I said the same thing, but then again, I'm still sitting here keeping that same fucking energy. I'm keeping that same energy with Triple H because you clearly do not know what the fuck you're doing, to the point where TKO felt like they had to step in. And everybody says, oh, why? Oh, why? Because the Mania build has sucked. Don't act like Triple H is innocent and has booked this perfect Mania that TKO just came and said, no, we're going to take this. No, they can see that it sucks. That's why. They can see the fucking shows suck. There's record lows. They can't move tickets. And again, it's partially their fault with the tickets and their fucking shitty business model, yes. But at the same time, let's not sit here and fucking act like Triple H is some rebel tyrant sending his boys out there to save the fucking show. No, it's performative fucking garbage. It's performative garbage is what it is. It's lip service. They're telling you it's ear service. It's lip service, whatever it is. They are telling you what you want to hear. But when it happens to Triple H, he's in some civil war and he's fighting and standing up for the fans. And guess what's going to happen if that is the case? He's going to lose because he lost against Vince. He had to wait until Vince was fucking closing and locking his office door and going to work before and got caught up doing it before he could actually get his spot. If not, guess what? Well, Triple H still wouldn't be in that spot and Vince would still fucking be there. So guess what happens if he's really in a war and he's being a tyrant against his boss's TKO? He's gonna lose like he did to Vince because he's spineless, he's gutless, and he has no idea what the fuck he's doing.
Exactly. It's a constant. It's a pattern. When somebody shows a pattern, they usually fucking mean something. And there's a pattern with Triple H being spineless. He's spineless. He was spineless against Vince, and he's a spineless against TKO, man. He don't stand up for himself. He don't stand up for his team, his wrestlers. He didn't do it in NXT for those call-ups, and he's not doing it now, man. He's the CEO, the chief content officer, and he's sitting in the meetings, chewing ice, asking everybody what they think we should all do. And he just goes, okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. He don't give no input from what we see. He don't really do nothing from what we see. Instead of, being out, or instead of being in the back for the main event of Raw tonight and making sure the show doesn't look horribly from a production standpoint, which it did in that main event, then but he had to just be out there in that moment because he wants that moment. He wants to be the Dana of WWE so bad that he went out there and basically was okay with them going off early because he wasn't back there to direct the show like his job is supposed to be. His job isn't to go out there and stand next to Adam Pearce for the content. It's to run the content, and he ain't running it. He either lets the wrestlers run it. CM Punk can have lines cut. Rhea and Jay don't like each other, so they don't really do nothing on television. Make them do. You're their boss. Tell them, and should be at the end of the day, especially at the time of Brawl Out. People said, "Oh, that's all. Oh, you go to WWE, you can't try that shit. They'll tell you to go to work and boo-hoo. No beefs don't matter. It doesn't matter if you don't like somebody. You go to work and that's it." Apparently not. Apparently that shit's gone because Triple H don't do that. If two people don't like each other and they're going to be, in a feud against each other, it's going to be the most basic shit ever because no one's allowed to say anything because they don't want to because the inmates run the asylum. Look at Punk. Look at Rhea and Shade. Look at all this shit,
Cody.
dude. Look at Cody. Cody got the title back solely because he asked for the Randy program. That's the whole reason he won the title back because he went to Triple H and asked for it. And Triple H's like, "Oh, okay, all right. Let me call Hardy so he can get Pat involved. I'm not gonna do nothing to stop it, man. It's spineless, man. Y'all are defending this. This isn't some cute little war against people backstage. This is a bunch of suits that don't know what they're doing. A suit is a suit, no matter how up or how above one another they are. A suit is a suit, and those suits, Triple H, Ari, are all doing the same thing, and they're fucking everything up, man. And these fans are eating it alive, man.
What an absolute fucking joke, man. What an absolute joke this was, man. And you genuinely expect me to believe Triple H sending Cody Rhodes and CM Punk out there as tyrants. You genuinely expect me to believe that. You honestly expect me to believe that fucking corporate Rhodes and corporate made Punk out there cutting these fake ass tyrant promos, bro. You expect me to believe that this is some war going on. You better pray Triple H isn't in an actual war, because if he is, he's probably won't be with the company that long.
Exactly. Like there was like he's not no more because he'd be fucking done already if he went out there and sent CM Punk and Cody to go shoot on the bosses. You don't think they would cut that shit instantly? What are y'all talking about? This isn't a fairy tale, man. This isn't the Hunger Games. This is real life business. They don't give a fuck. They'll send them home. They'll send him home. They'll send him to do busy work again. You're, like, and but CM Punk and Cody can go out there and deliver these cool shoot promos. Um, and we shit on this justfully at the same time because at the end of the day, it's the same energy. Edge goes out there for AEW, does a hoorah promo, and it gets shit on justifiably. That is in the same ballpark. This CM Punk promo and that Cody Rhodes promo that was on Monday and Friday is in the same ballpark as that Adam Copeland fucking AEW hoorah promo
Yes.
from when they were getting shit on. It's the literal same thing, but y'all just think it's cool because it's Punk
Yes.
and Cody.
And again, like
It's the
you
same
said,
thing.
when Tony Khan does it, he's an idiot cokehead who doesn't know what he's doing. He's a baby boy with his toys in the sandbox. And when Triple H does it, he's a tyrant going to war against his bosses. He will get cooked, okay? What do you not understand? He will get cooked. And you know what? I hope he does get fucking cooked because he's been
Hope he
cooking
does.
our ass for the better part of this whole Mania season. He has been cooking the fuck out of us, bro. Again, Randy and Cody down the fucking drain. That fatal four-way they were building down the fucking drain. Look at how they did Mello. She murdered Carmelo Hayes. Murdered him on the way to WrestleMania. He's done. He ain't going to Mania now. He ain't going to Mania, but you know who is going to Mania? Lil fucking Boat is. That's who's going to WrestleMania. Not Carmelo Hayes. We want Mello. Hashtag we want Mello. Hashtag you got Boat is who you got. You got Lil Yachty going to WrestleMania. And guess where Carmelo Hayes is going to be? Not on the fucking show. He's going to be on the 0 hour or the pre-show or whatever the fuck they call it. Probably in a panel talking about how much this United States Championship match means to him. That's what Carmelo Hayes is going to be doing at fucking WrestleMania. And then, again, you go over to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Should I say they've been building CM Punk versus Jey Uso for majority of the fucking feud. Now you want to send CM Punk out there and expect me to care now? 2 weeks before WrestleMania? And guess what? When Vince tried his little acts of desperation 2 weeks before WrestleMania, y'all called it out then, but it's cool now, huh? It's cool now. Why? Because Triple H is doing it, because CM Punk's out there. Why? Because when Vince tried his little desperation acts, we all loved to shit on it then. So again, I challenge you wrestling fans, please keep that same fucking energy. Please.
I don't know. They don't know how. They never do, and they never will, man. Because as long as it's their favorite, they'll eat it up. They'll gobble it all up, and they'll thank WWE for calling them morons, man. They do it all the time, and this is just repeat history of shit Vince used to do that Triple H does. Because no one's perfect. A show's not gonna be perfect 24/7. But this is far from perfect. This is just a bad show that has bad written all over it, lazy written all over it. And like you said, Mello ain't making the show. Dragunov ain't making the show. A lot of people ain't making Royce Keys ain't making the fucking show. Is there a SmackDown tag team title match yet? Probably not. Who knows if
Hopefully
any of
not.
them are gonna make the show? The Raw tag team titles aren't even gonna be defended on WrestleMania.
Mm-mm.
Like, look at the show up and down. This is horrible. They
You,
took every.
dog, you genuinely expect me to believe Cody Rhodes, after Pat McAfee done revealed himself, Cody Rhodes in the 3rd hour or whatever it was, cut this scathing promo. And then what do? What do they do in the same show? They show you Lil Yachty. Do you think if they really cared about people complaining and bitching about celebrities and the shit build that we've gotten this year, WWE would have said, you know what, man? Maybe bringing Lil Yachty out there with Trick isn't the best idea. Maybe that's just going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. Maybe we got to cut the whole Jelly Roll involvement too. No, they don't. And then what do they do on Monday Night Raw? They send CM Punk out there and he says, you know, he takes shots at TKO and Ari Emanuel and call the booker, tell him to lower the prices. Rah rah. Your prices ain't getting lower getting fucking any lower, buddy. You have Punk going out and saying that. And you have Michael Cole saying, man, this is going to be one hell of a night. So anyway, guys, the controversy with I Show Speed and LA Knight. What the fuck? They're showing you right in front of your face. And mind you, during the night, 2 or 3 times, they show you the replay of what happened with Pat McAfee. We see a replay of what happened with Lil Yachty and Trick Williams. We see a fucking replay of what happened 20 minutes ago with Speed and LA Knight. Look at what you're watching before you want to go out there and say, boom, he fucking dropped a pipe bomb. That was a message and a fucking bomb message sent to Ari. No, it's not. They don't fucking care. They don't care. This is all performative. This is performative fucking ear service.
Exactly. It's performative ear service that these fans are falling for. Look at the show up and down after that Punk promo. It was the most WWE TKO shit ever. It was this ad. It was this replay. Speed was there, man. They set up a match for WrestleMania with Speed. Like Tom just says, there's another name that's not on the show. EO Skies, not on Mania so far. Dude, what are y'all doing, dude? And y'all are eating it up every second you could get because you think they're playing some 4D chess where again, Triple H is this tyrant and he's gonna fight the system. They are the system. Punk is the system. Cody is the system. You're just falling for fluff, dude. You're falling for cultish shit, man. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. I think it's really sad, and these shows suck, and these fans are letting it suck, man. They really are.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee is now aligned with Randy Orton.
And he's in the graphic too, man. You know, you think if things would change, they would be like, well, might be in poor taste to put him in the graphic and whatnot. So, you know, nope. He's in the graphic next to Randy Orton for the Mania match because nothing changed. Because Speed's on the show. I'm sure Lil Yachty will probably be a part of Trick's. I'm sure Trick's going to get a special entrance with Lil Yachty, which in a vacuum, that could be cool. That could be a little cool set of exposure. But like what Logan says, if the show was actually good, these few celebrities here and there wouldn't matter because that's how a wrestling show works. You think 2023 and 2022 WWE was perfect? Go watch us. There's probably shit we complain about at the time, but overall the show was good. So overall the show was good. And you look back to 2021 AEW, was everything perfect? No, probably not. But you could probably go back again and watch us and see what we complained about at the time with that show. But overall, it was good. So people aren't going to trip about the little bad shit. But when your show, top to bottom, like Raw and SmackDown is right now, where it's pure dick the whole way through, people are going to complain about every little thing because they deserve to complain. We deserve to complain about every little thing because they should be put under a microscope right now. So Lil Yachty, that shit sucks. Speed, that shit sucks, dude. Jelly Roll, horrendous. And Pat McAfee, he is the prime example of horrendous shit with these celebrities, man. It's insane.
Pat McAfee grabs the mic in what was said to be an unscripted promo. He says, Randy Orton called him and told him the business didn't pass him by. It's just gone in a way we don't like.
Randy Orton called Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Why?
Why in the blue hell would Randy Orton call Pat McAfee to tell him that? Does anybody want to explain that? Anybody?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the best part is, and that's what encapsulates this Triple H booking that's never going to be revealed. Of the true why on why he got with Pat in the first place will never be revealed because they don't know. Because the people writing this, Triple H, they don't know.
Pat says, what happened to the fan that used to wake up saying, what? If you smell what The Rock is cooking? What happened to the fan of the Attitude Era? We're forgotten.
We, we, dude, and he's standing next to Randy
You're
Orton.
standing next to one of the spearheads of the ruthless aggression in PG era, and you're saying you missed the Attitude Era? What? Huh? So this is about Pat missing the Attitude Era. If that's the case, since, wrestling fans could just be on WWE television, I feel like a bunch of us should raid WWE television because we missed the black and gold era. With that
Yeah,
logic.
exactly. I miss, I miss the black and gold. I miss like 2016 SmackDown, so I can just show up to SmackDown with AJ Styles and go for the world title. That's what that means.
Yeah, I mean, I missed 2016 SmackDown, so maybe we should be on SmackDown next week, since all wrestling fans just fucking get a pass. You're like Logan says, Steve Austin and The Rock aren't in this match. What are you talking about? The fans that woke up saying what and if you smell what?
Well, it makes no, and like Tom says, he's just a mark. Because if some fan went on Twitter and said it's not like it used to be, it's not like the Attitude Era, you'd call him a fucking mark because
Yes.
he's a mark because that's mark fan shit. Like, what are you doing?
It's like when you talk to it's literally like one of those there's some annoying ass people that have you guys ever, encountered these wrestling fans that are stuck in like their childhood era of wrestling? Like, look, my childhood era of wrestling, my golden days for wrestling are 2010 and 2011. Now, depending on who you talk to, those years were terrible. For me, those years were like the shit. Like, I love them. At the end of the day, I can get past the fact that those days are done. They're over. They're gone. It's done. It's okay. I got my closure. I had a wonderful childhood. I loved those times, man. I loved them. They were great. I loved being a wrestling fan during that time. But have you guys ever talked to those fans that are just like stuck in the Attitude Era? Me and Sir Kate knew a guy that was stuck on like the 80s and 70s, and he couldn't fathom that the business today changed so much. And he just constantly talked about how, everybody today just isn't the same as when they were. So that's essentially Pat McAfee. But that's okay.
He's like, exactly, but that's okay. What's up, Lonnie? How you doing,
Hey,
man?
what's up, bro?
Um, but like that's okay. So in like by that Pat McAfee logic, you today could have went on Raw and asked where the fuck Alex Riley is because that's what you grew up watching. And
Yeah.
where's Alex Riley? I need him right now because that's like no, this shit don't make sense. It makes no fucking sense.
He says the Attitude Era fan is forgotten. Now, I load up WWE TV every week and I see two 5-foot guys having a 60-minute Iron Man match for 10 weeks straight. Bitch, where?
Where where is this at, dude? It is not in the main event scene, I'll tell you that, because the main event scene is a bunch of 40-year-old fucking kiss asses that don't do nothing special at this point. That's what that is. Maybe you're talking about the US title scene, the best scene on SmackDown, which is like the fan favorite's best scene, but that's what's wrong. Because
Yeah.
because I've definitely seen a 30-plus minute match on WWE TV in the past fucking 10 years. You could probably count on your fingers how many 30-minute plus matches there have been on WWE television the last 10 years alone. Like, dude.
So effectively you're saying Cody Rhodes is the problem with the business, right? Cody Rhodes is a story guy, right? Now, again, Cody can wrestle his ass off, but Cody Rhodes, he doesn't wrestle every week. He's more of a guy. He's more of a promo guy, right? He's a good promo.
Yeah.
So effectively, by saying that, what you're making the fan think is that, okay, so this guy must like no bullshit wrestling, but you hate that as well. So like, what is the character here? Like, honestly, like,
He's not.
analyze that. Like, what are you? Like, because you genuinely just sound like any other wrestling fan that complains about shit.
You don't know what you want because everything you're just, it's literally being asked, what do you want for breakfast? Waffles? No, I don't like waffles. You like pancakes? No, I don't like pancakes. You like French toast? No, not that either. So what the fuck do you want? What do you, if you dislike, you dislike wrestling and you dislike people like Cody, even though he's a, like you said, he's more of a promo guy. What do you like? That means you don't like anything. Why are you here? Like, what do you want and what do you expect to achieve with Randy Orton of all people?
And again, I mean, are you coming for the U.S. title scene? Because again, that is the best like workhorse scene in the company with Dragunov and Sami Zayn and Carmelo Hayes and all that crop of guys, Aleister Black, all those mid carders on SmackDown. That Kit Wilson, that is the best crop of guys. That is the best, like I guess, subdivision in the company is the SmackDown mid card scene. So what are we coming for here? Um, Tom says it in chat, bro. These are the kind of people '09 Orton would beat up.
Yeah, they are the people he would beat up and make fun of, man, because you're just a mark. You have this whole I hate the IWC and I hate the internet wrestling fan circle. That's you, bro. That is literally listen to what you're saying. You are a mark. You're saying mark shit.
He says 2 5-foot guys having an Iron Man match for 10 weeks straight while Randy Orton is around. WrestleMania tickets are still available while Randy Orton is around. Pat, why do you think this is actually a fact now that this is going to be the lowest attended WrestleMania in 20 years? Why do you think that is? Since over 20 years, I believe. I think it's WrestleMania 22. No, that is 20 years. Yeah, 20 years ago. Well, why do you think that is, Pat? Do you think that the people just said, "Oh shit, I forgot Randy was on the show. Oh, I got to buy my tickets now. Oh my god, Pat McAfee's with Randy Orton. Now I really got to buy my tickets." Did you really think that was like smart to say? If anything, I think some people probably just put their tickets up for resale and are praying with every fiber of their being that they actually sell so they don't have to hang on to those tickets.
Exactly. You don't think that made people who wanted to see the feud with Randy Orton and Cody finally happen, and they see it get interrupted by Pat McAfee, probably want to sell their tickets? You don't think that probably happened? And Pat says, Randy's here. Why are these WrestleMania tickets still on sale? Aren't they bought up? I don't know, man. Maybe because, we didn't know that this really was the WrestleMania plan until what, 3, 4 weeks before your segment, man, because it was a completely different plan. And that's the big problem with Triple H is he doesn't plan ahead like people say he does, and things switch on a dime so much. We don't know what to get for WrestleMania. It used to be at a point where we could predict Rest Hair's main event the year of that WrestleMania and call it a good thing, call it a bad thing. But if your plan was to go to WrestleMania, you probably knew it with like a 70% chance of the match you were paying to get. So maybe people don't want to pay these tickets because they're paying for something that they don't know what they're going to get until everything's said and done and there's no going back from there. Maybe you don't want to commit to an expensive ass ticket if you don't know at least a hint of what you're going to pay to see. Maybe that's the case. Maybe that's why WrestleMania tickets are some of the lowest bought in 20 goddamn years.
Like Tom says too, bro, did you really think it was a smart idea to just go out there and bury your show? Again, like when WCW, when you had Hogan or Jeff Jarrett or whoever it was going out there and shooting on the creative writer of the show. No, but this is what people deem is a cool war.
Like, was it cool when CM Punk did it on a media scrum? No, it made the company look like shit. It made everyone involved look like shit.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. And everyone agreed it was a bad look on everything. But now it's cool to go out there and say negative things about the company. You don't think that's fucking stupid?
Look at when when Tony Khan aired that All In footage. Everybody collectively said this guy's an idiot, this guy's stupid, this guy's this, this guy's that. What good does it do making your company look like shit? Yet you send this guy out here to talk about the short talent and the WrestleMania tickets being low sales, and he also mentioned the show hit record low ratings. That was smart, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's so smart. Let's make ourselves look like ass. Let's have the MCU advertise the next Marvel movie as the worst setup Avenger movie, and I wonder if it's gonna fucking sell tickets. Like that's a shit model. That's not gonna sell tickets. It's like you said, that's gonna make people sell their tickets. That makes you not want to go to the show. And if you were thinking about going to the show beforehand, you're definitely not thinking about going to that show after they shot themselves in the foot with saying that, man. You can't make your own self look like shit and expect people to buy you. That's media and the entertainment world 101. You have to believe in yourself for others to believe in you, and you don't believe in yourself or your show. So how is anybody gonna believe in you and buy tickets, buy expensive tickets to your shows? Nobody is, bro. Nobody is.
And then you got Pat McAfee out on his podcast or his social media platforms or wherever the hell he was, talking about you're going to want to be in Vegas. We got more surprises. Oh, okay, great. So we fucked up one surprise. Now what are we going to do? We're going to hype people up for another surprise. That's probably going to be just as, if not fucking worse.
That's all they know, dude. They They are that fucking movie parent that is never around in their child's life, but every time they come around, they try to cope and buy the child's love with a gift in the movie or show or whatever. The whole message is to explain that you have to be there and actually have to care in the weekly for, said kid, and that's the whole lesson of that movie. But no, let's just surprise with gifts because that's the band-aid on the situation, dude. This is a gunshot wound. You can't put a band-aid on it no more, bro. This was a cut that you scratched into a scar that you got cut open and there's no going back, dude. You need surgery. You need a complete redo on that limb, dude, because it's fucked. You're fucked through and through, bottom down. You're fucked creatively, you're fucked on television, and your organization of television is fucked. Everything's fucked.
He says he sees everybody in Gorilla on Netflix having a circle jerk. And he got on the phone with Randy Orton and told him to kill everything. Because the business Cody leads is terrible. And he is going to save the fucking business. He being Randy Orton.
Randy Orton winning the WWE title, that's what's going to save the business, man.
Yeah.
Not Triple H finally carrying week to week, not getting a writing team that's organized and know what each division on each show is doing, maybe doing a roster swap around to make sure everything feels fresh and whatnot. No. It's Randy Orton being a world champion. That's what's going to fix everything, man, because Randy Orton, once he's champion, he's going to be able to write the show and change everything, man. According to Pat.
Save the fucking business. Hey?
It's gonna save it.
Okay. This was terrible. If you couldn't tell by the past hour, this is absolutely fucking terrible what they did. This has got to be one of the worst reveals. This has got to be one of the most senseless things I think this company's ever done. And this for me is I don't want to say it's worse, but man, in terms of booking decisions, this is certainly up there with Goldberg burying and squashing the Fiend.
Punk tonight wants to basically reference 2019 WWE with some dog food, man. And the ironic thing about that is you're in it right now. This stuff is rivaling 2019. I don't know if it's as bad. But it's rivaling 2019 with all these fuck ups up and down this show. And at that moment, especially Pat McAfee being the one paired with Randy Orton that got '09 Orton back, one of the worst decisions they've ever made, and definitely the worst decision Triple H has made booking this show, man.
Yes.
Horrible through and through. You know, say it's an RE decision, whatever. You could have done. Triple H could have done something. He could have had a spine, had some balls, and did something. He did nothing because he never does anything because he don't do nothing in his job, man. He wants to be out there for the spotlight. That's it.
What an absolute joke. You want to get mad now. You want to get mad now. And this shit has been ass for the better part of 2 months. Everybody wants to be mad at Pat when we've been sitting here saying, and obviously you have a right to be mad about the Pat McAfee shit. This was just the final nail in the coffin. But for the past 2 months, all we've been doing is nailing the coffin shut again. Roman and Punk, Randy and Cody with Pat, Jade and Rhea, AJ and Becky has had a shit build. The fucking vision. This build with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins up and down the show. This shit sucks.
Everything sucks, dude. Everything sucks. And the best thing you had going for it, again, we'll talk about it later, you even fucked that up tonight because the boss, the one that's supposed to be leading this charge against TKO, instead of being a boss, he's out there being an on-screen figure and letting the show end early. What the fuck?
Cody comes out later in this night, and he's cutting a fiery promo on this situation. Cody says, "This is like if the NWO announced the third man and instead of Hulk Hogan, it was Disco Inferno." He says, "Pat, you stoner grifter Logan Paul without muscles. You and everyone that represents you, TKO, can kiss my ass. What are they going to do? Fire me again? That worked out well for you the first time." He then starts gloating about the WrestleMania attendance records of the past. Do we not see the performance nature in there? Like, do we? Do we not see that?
That whole thing is a Logan Paul line because, you know, Logan Paul is another celebrity who became wrestler, man. So, by that logic, why would Cody Rhodes, in a defiant anti-celebrity, anti-corporate promo, compare him to just another celebrity who essentially evaded the business, man? Even, and I don't even dislike Logan like that, but like it's the principle of that line alone, saying Logan Paul in that promo because WWE likes Logan Paul, so Cody Rhodes is gonna make Logan Paul look good because he's a corporate guy. That alone disqualifies that promo to be anything but an Adam Copeland-esque rah-rah promo that was a patch-up promo. It's damage control. That's what the Adam Copeland promo was. That was damage control, and this was damage control too. It wasn't him going out there and shooting. It was, and yeah, he probably is pissed that his Cody and that his Randy feud got fucked up, and I don't blame him for it. But at the end of the day, he and Triple H aren't saying nothing probably, or whatever they're saying isn't getting through, and he has to go out there and do damage control on a bad move creatively because TKO probably sent him out there to do damage control for their own move. Do y'all not see through this? Do y'all really believe he went out there unscripted and shoot it? You really think he went out there unscripted? With how alert these people are. Did you not watch Unreal? Did you not watch how Bruce Pritchard times everything on the show? Why would they let that happen? Why would they do that if they didn't see the reaction right after that moment and sent Cody out there for damage control. It wasn't a shoot. This isn't a war. That was damage control, and that wasn't even the real bad damage control promo. We'll get to it on Raw. That was damage control light, and that's what all that was.
And so my thing here too, everybody thinks this is cool, rah rah, Triple H is sending his boys out there to be tyrants and fight back for the company. No, that's not cool. And I'm going to tell you why it's not cool. Because let's just speak as if this was all a real, let's say, let's pretend this is a real war going on right now, right? Between TKO and Triple H and, his boys, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Don't you think, instead of sending your guys out there to do pot shots at TKO, don't you think the more productive thing to do is for Triple H to say, okay, Ari, we need to take a step back. We need to have a meeting and talk about our roles in this company. And you need to explain to me exactly what my role is, because if it's not what you described it to me as, and if you're going to get involved and step on my toes every year, then I don't know this role is for me. Don't you think that's more productive? What really do any of these pot shots do? What do they do? What do they do?
And what are these little pot shots? If you were really pissed and you really want to shoot, you would go out there and just say it. Why are you putting a pillow on something you actually want to say? If it was real, Cody would have went out there and said some real ass shit about TKO, Ari Emanuel. He would have named them. He would have named the situation that happened. He didn't. Neither did Punk. It's not real. It's not. It's damage control, man. If it was real, look at what Cody used to always say on BTs. Go watch old BT Cody Rhodes footage. That's what he went out there and said. That type of shit when he used to say Mr. H and people only having to be coaches and all that shit. That type of shit is what he went out on. Like, that type of energy is what he would have went out there with, but he didn't. That was the most enough promo that Cody Rhodes has ever done, man. That was an enough promo from Cody Rhodes, the ones we see every week.
Look at Punk's promo, bro. People want to sit here and tell me that is the second pipe bomb. Do you know what this is what I hate about modern, modern fucking wrestling fans. That's how I know y'all did not watch the fucking pipe bomb. That's how I know you did not watch the pipe bomb, because you've seen clips and you think you fucking know. No, he was out there. He named New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. He said names. He named names because it was real. It was a real thing. He legitimately went out there with gripes and said what he had to say. CM Punk out there today, he never named an Ari Emanuel. He never named anything about TKO. He never said they were a shit parent company that's ruining the business that he loves. But Pat McAfee's ruining the business that we love. So again, putting all the attention on Pat. It is performative, bro. It's fucking performative. If you really had a gripe with what was going on, you would have named names. You would have absolutely named fucking names. Because, again, that is what CM Punk named Colt Cabana, a guy that WWE fired in the pipe bomb.
A guy they fired, a guy that was his friend until probably a few months after that. But someone who was his friend and someone who he mentioned by name, like you said, they would have said names. They would have said names of places, names of people, all that stuff, man. What did Punk say back in WWE, man? Back in AEW, he would mention, "Oh, you're gonna be on a buy one get one WrestleMania extravaganza." He ain't saying that shit. Cody ain't saying none of that shit. Punk ain't saying nothing about no name companies, no TKO, no Ari Emanuel, no nothing, dude. Nothing, because it's fake. It's performative, and y'all are falling for it.
100%. 100%, bro. So, Cody starts talking about the records of the past 4 WrestleManias, or 3 WrestleManias. He says he doesn't know if he can tap into the dark side anymore and listen to the voices, but he is starting to hear them, and you don't want to know what they're saying. And that was the promo, and that was the promo that really made the fans start to rally. And it gets even better with CM Punk. But let's talk about Sami Zayn. Well, first of all, Uncle Howdy got his lantern back as tension grows between Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. Who cares? Honestly.
Like, that's the best part. Like, why do you think they're interfering in Triple H's booking? I gotta tell you how long they've been feuding, man. The MFTs and Wyatt family were feuding for 7 months until they finally gave the lantern back and ended the feud, and which resulted in tension within the faction, which is all Triple H knows. Every SmackDown, every Raw, half of the story for half of the show is somebody doing something within a group that makes tension in that group, which teases the group breakup that we have to wait a year for. Every show, everything, every group. People at the end of the day. Ari Emanuel is stepping on Triple H's toes, but Triple H ain't doing nothing special every week. It's the same repetitive shit every week. I'd probably step on his toes too. I don't think I'd bring Pat McAfee in, but I'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You gotta lock the fuck in. I need people to watch every week and people to want to go to these shows when they go to these shows to build up from these week to week shows. Triple H ain't doing that. Look at that. They feuded for 7 months and it ended. And the next part of the story is within faction tension. When haven't we seen that, dude? When haven't we seen that?
Sami Zayn takes advantage of Carmelo Hayes to pick up the win at on SmackDown in their U.S. title rematch. Mind you, this is the guy that next year for WrestleMania we're supposed to be rooting for as a babyface to capture his first world title, getting a
They're
cheap
not gonna do it.
victory off of an injury.
At this point, I think Triple H is gonna do the shocking TKO and Triple H booking route, and their way to latch the fans on is gonna be a surprise, and it's gonna be to do what the fans didn't think. If he wins the world title next year, dude, he's gonna do it as a heel. I don't believe he's gonna do it
Yep.
as a babyface, if at all he does it, which that is very spectacle for me at this point. But that's all TKO knows is like what you said, what Pat said earlier. I don't even know he said that. That expect the surprise at Mania or whatever the fuck he said, because that's all Triple H knows. That's all Triple H knows is moment and surprise and tricking people. He's the M. Night Shyamalan of pro wrestling. All he knows in his whole gimmick is a shitty twist at the end. That's all Triple H does. And that's what this is, bro. That's what this is. And that's what, oh, all the fans, you would think, you would win the world title as a babyface after all that bloodline stuff. But we're going to surprise the fans and trick them. And he's going to do it as a heel instead. That's their whole plan, dude. I already know it.
Well, by the time we get to WrestleMania next year, he's probably going to do it alongside the Prince of Saudi Arabia, or maybe they'll. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll fly out fucking Drake to help Sami Zayn and align with him as he announces Sami Zayn as the newest member of OVO as they fucking go for the world championship. Knowing this company,
Exactly.
that's probably where we're going to be.
Lil Wayne's gonna be there. Sami Zayn's a new member of Young Money.
Yeah.
He's gonna be with DJ Khaled.
Yep.
Something, dude. Something. Who knows who he's gonna be with, man?
Yep. We got Trick and Lil Yachty cutting a promo on Sami Zayn. Yachty says at WrestleMania, we are going to have a U.S. champion match. This is a celebrity that's knowledgeable on the product, mind you. We're going to have a U.S. champion match.
He's so knowledgeable, man. He pays the overpriced ticket prices because he can, and he goes to all the shows he can, so he knows everything, man, and he deserves to be there, man. Per his words, man. Per his rant on fucking Twitter about people being mad at the celebrities, man. They shouldn't be mad at him because he's there and he knows, there's gonna be a U.S. champion match,
Yep.
dude. Like, dude, that rivals that dorky ass fucking segment with Cena that built up to that one SummerSlam. It's gonna be at the Summerfest, SummerSlam. That's what that is, bro. Because you don't know, man. You don't know.
A U.S. champion match. It's going to be Trick Willie Williams versus the Gingerbread Man. The honorary Oos is now the Gingerbread Man.
This is, and you know what, Tom? This isn't cinema, man,
Oh,
because the
yeah.
marquee
Yeah.
says wrestling. God.
Holy
Oh man,
fuck.
what a fraud, dude. What a fraud. But he's the gingerbread man now, man. He's the gingerbread cause you get it? Cause he's ginger. Cause he has red ginger
Oh.
hair, man. You get it?
Oh.
Yeah, oh,
I get it now. Man,
see,
that really
yo,
that raises the heat level of the feud. Yeah, big time. Yeah. Yeah, Sami Zayn's the gingerbread man so the gingerbread man is facing Trick Willie Williams in a US champion match.
you know, I was watching SmackDown and I heard Lil Yachty call Sami Zayn the Gingerbread Man, and I was like, you know what, dude, this is too good. I have to buy WrestleMania tickets, man. I have to spend 3K and two more K on tickets and then apartments and flights, whatever. And I gotta go to Mania now, man. He called him Gingerbread Man. I gotta go to Mania. That makes me want to go to Mania, you know.
WWE I really man I can't stand this shit, bro. I really can't. Imagine the NFL for Super Bowl Sunday, pulling some people to the side and they say, "You know what? Look. Let's see. You know what? Tom Holland, you know, we need you to play quarterback. We need you to start. We need you to play quarterback in the Super Bowl. You know what? Fuck, goodness, you, Robert Pattinson, come here. We need you as the tight end. You're gonna be oh God, let me think. Oh brother, goodness, what's another celebrity? Let's see. Give me a name out the hat. Tom Cruise, right? Tom Cruise, you are gonna coach. No, they don't get on the field. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because they don't have any fucking business on the field. So get these fucking people out of the ring. Please. I've had enough.
It's so much of enough, man. I don't care that you go to every fucking show. I don't care if you sit ringside all the time. You don't belong there. So get out. It's that fucking
Hey,
simple, dude. It's genuinely that simple.
Seth Rollins is a huge Chicago Bears fan. Have you ever
Yeah.
fucking seen Ben Johnson look up to the skybox and say, "Hey Seth, come on down here, man. We need you to play safety real quick." No, Seth stays his ass up in the skybox because he has no business on the field. A, because he's injury prone, and B, because he's not a fucking football player.
I can't believe you actually beat me to a Seth rib. Kind of jealous of that one, but but like no, exactly. They don't call on Seth. They don't call on any of these people. Just because you're a fan of something doesn't mean you deserve to be a part of that thing itself, man. Especially when the whole reason you're there every week is because you can afford to, man. And the whole problem that people have is that they can't afford to go to shows, but you can. Do you not see the problem?
What a joke. And that leads us to Raw.
Man, I thought SmackDown was bad, and I genuinely, for at the start of this day, man, at the start of this day, I was gonna expect to get on here and mainly shit on fucking SmackDown,
Same.
and then Raw happened, and I was like, oh my god, they made it so much worse. I expect a Raw to just be kind of nothing burger like it usually is, bro, and it was so much worse. It was so much worse than Friday and than what I thought.
Monday Night Raw was from Houston. And the show opens up with CM Punk, as he is out here for what would be the pipe bomb of today. 2011 Punk. Thank you
This
for
is a
telling
pipe bomb.
me you do not really remember 2011 CM Punk very fondly. Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, because 2011 CM Punk just went out there and alluded to higher management and alluded to top guys. You know, he definitely didn't say John Cena's name or Vince McMahon's name or his friends who was fired's names. You know, he just alluded to it, man, because that's what a war is.
Punk says Houston is a wrestling city.
I knew
He,
it was
sa-
gonna be bullshit the second he said that.
he says he often dreams, what would Harley Race do? The fuck?
In like he the begging for just the cheap pop and the cheap just good energy from Punk. Oh, what should I go? Oh, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna say, what would Harley Race do? Are you kidding me? Are you this is the cheap bullshit that CM Punk is doing? Like, go out there. Houston is a wrestling town. That wasn't necessary, bro. You don't gotta hype up the crowd just so they are hyped for you back. It's cheap. CM Punk, half of his promos are cheap crowd pops. Those were cheap crowd pops, dude. That's what cheap
Yep.
people do.
He says, but the best stuff happens when we're alive. And isn't it great to be alive in Houston on a Monday night?
Has to do it. Has to do his shtick, man. Has to do his dude. My
Terrible.
favorite part about his shtick is that every promo at some point he mentions some type of something about how he doesn't need to beg for cheers
Acknowledgement
from
or
fans.
approval. Yes.
Every promo he says he doesn't have to beg for acknowledgement or approval, and every promo he says his cheap pop shtick and some cheap town related thing, some cheap history. Literally every promo, it's something about the town to get a cheap pop. It's something about an old timer wrestler to get a cheap pop, and it's his catchphrase to get a cheap pop. Every one of his promos started with that, from Harley Race to fucking Sika and Alpha to fucking to whatever city there. Every single CM Punk promo in the last year has done the exact same thing. It's horrible.
Yep. Yep. He says he got his receipt for last week on Roman Reigns. He says Roman hates me because I won't trade my authenticity for approval.
Really?
Okay.
He won't?
Really? Okay. All right. You sure
I
about
don't know.
that?
I don't know about that. He kind of apologized to Saudi Arabia.
It
I
had
think
nothing
that
to
might
do
have
with Saudi
applied.
Arabia.
And
No.
he always talks and tells Triple H backstage, he loves and is so thankful to work with Triple H, the doofus son-in-law. He
Yeah.
loves to work. And no, yeah, buy one, get one extravaganza. He's made events at WrestleMania. The place that got him sick in the first place, he says he was home on his first promo back, man. You can't make this dude up, dude. You really can't.
I shit you not, bro. Oh, I forgot to read the next part, bro. Okay. So I'll read it again, bro. He says he hates Roman Reigns because he won't trade his authenticity for approval. And then proceeds to get angry at the crowd for chanting OTC.
He does that every week. He does that every week.
I thought you didn't care for approval, bro. Why do you get so angry at the crowd when they chant OTC? Why is that?
Every week, dude.
He says he's built off experience. He is handmade. Roman Reigns is store bought. He's plastic. That's why TKO sends him to Jimmy Fallon, because you're boring and safe. You never know what CM Punk is going to say. He says he films half a dozen shows and doesn't miss a goddamn show, but you can't be here. He says when you're here, you show up late, you puff your chest like The Rock. But at least he is, or should I say was, a Hollywood superstar. This is pro wrestling, not cinema. My daddy didn't get me a favor job because I sucked at football. I paid my dues. You're just a buck-toothed nepo baby who ate dog food for a weird old man. All right, time out. May I fucking ask why, for the past 3 weeks Roman Reigns was here, CM Punk and him gave each other the stupidest, most bland insults, if nothing, on the mic, and the week Roman Reigns is gone, we want to start handing out shots? But when Roman is there, Punk doesn't say any of this stuff? That looks terrible. Now you want to sit there and throw shots? You ate the dog food. TKO sends you because you're boring and you're plastic and you're gone all the damn time and all this stuff, and you show up late. Where was this energy when Roman was here? Where
was it? It wasn't here. Certainly wasn't any of his promos, man. He didn't have that energy because he was shooting no real shots. But now he's gone, and first of all, he's gone, and you don't main event show. But he's gone, and now you're shooting shots. Now you think you could shoot all these shots, man. Why? Because he's not there to shoot back. I mean, it's kind of what you did for Hangman. But all right. And dude, my favorite thing about this promo, besides the weird old man stuff, which I'll get to next, man, my favorite line is the dumb line he said to the fan last week that he said in this promo. The marquee is cinema, not wrestling, man. So let me stand on the announce table and have the camera positioned in a cinematic way to get my promo next to the shot of the WrestleMania sign, man. But it's not about cinema. The marquee is not cinema, even though I set up this perfectly cinematic shot. It's about the wrestling, man. That's what it's about. Come on, dude. What kind of lame ass fake shit is that, bro? You're not an AEW no more. Like I said last week, bro. This company was just allowed to say the word wrestling 3 years ago again. What do you mean it's wrestling, not cinema? That's Triple H's whole thing is cinema. And he wants to be fucking Martin Scorsese, dude. That's his whole company's thing. What are you talking about, man? And the dog food line and the old man line. He ate dog food for a weird old man. That he did, and you can say that. But who re-signed back to this company for a weird old man, and who apologized to Saudi for a weird old man, and who worked for a weird old man when he came back? CM Punk, so he doesn't really have a leg to stand on with the weird old man line, man. He really doesn't.
I literally recall CM Punk telling a story that he's seen Vince at WWE headquarters, gave him a big hug, and Vince told them they were going to connect, but then they never ended up doing it before Vince got fired. I mean, at the end of the day, we know that CM Punk has been on record, and he has never really been the biggest fan of Vince McMahon. But at the end of the day, you were also very close to coming back to the company in 2021 when the weird old man was completely in charge of the company.
Exactly. He was going to return. He didn't because he wanted to go to AEW instead. It completely fucked that up and realized he didn't want to be there and purposely got fired. But and not to be the what if guy, but I'm gonna be the what if guy. If Vince was still in charge, he would still work here, no fucking problem. CM Punk would still work there, no fucking problem. I'm sorry, he just would. The modern CM Punk would.
He was literally gonna come back in 2021 when the creative was terrible. It was terrible.
Well, you know what? I mean, he worked with, not directly, but he worked with the company on that one talk show on fucking Fox or whatever it was, man.
Yes.
A lot Fox was ran by weird old men. He, Punk's cool with that. Roman was just listening to what his fucking boss told him to do. I mean, he was an adult about it. He went to work and did his fucking job. I don't really get how that's a jab, but all right.
Punk says Roman really hates me because I had enough money to leave. I had enough FU money to leave that same old man and to leave that old man. He says Roman cannot control me like he does some of these people, like he does his family, and neither can they, as he points at the back as another shot at TKO, I guess. He says people don't understand what they're going to get when they ask me for a pipe bomb. When he said that, that sealed the deal for me. I was like, okay, this is performative bullshit. Now, okay, so you basically just admitted somebody asked you to go cut a pipe bomb. For what?
Exactly.
For damage control.
That's all this was damage control, man. It's all it was.
He says Roman can brag about being in 11 main events at WrestleMania, but anyone else that sucked for the first 8 of them would have been fired and blackballed from the business, but you can't blackball me. Again, all these lines about Roman Reigns while he's gone. And some of this shit is good material. Yes, do the shit. If only you were looking at him when you said the shit, then it would have cooked. But no, you're saying it on the 1 week he's not here.
Says it on the weeks he's not there because if he said it face to face, he knows by the rules of the business and just by all logic, Roman is gonna have to shoot back at him directly for what he said, and he don't want that because look what happened the first time he said something face to face with Roman. He said something crazy. It was cool as fuck, and the next week when all by the rules of wrestling, Roman Reigns should have said a crazy thing back to him. He was, and it got cut and now this it doesn't happen until Roman's gone. He finally says something because he knows because CM Punk he can't handle these receipts, man.
Dog,
He couldn't handle it on Hangman. He can't handle it now.
think about the one line Rollins used to always tell CM Punk. I built this place and all you wanted to do was destroy it. That's the line he always used, right? Think about the line Rollins never said to CM Punk's face of, can you explain to me why you hate me because I did not leave this job now because you wanted me to? Now Rollins has brought it up before, never to Punk's face, and in all them little sit down interviews, nobody ever asked CM Punk about it. Why is that? Why does he refuse to answer the question? Does he refuse to answer anything that makes him look like a dick?
No, he doesn't because he doesn't want to look like a dick. Because I mean, like we pointed out earlier. Look at early in the promo. Them just chanting for his opponent fucking irks his soul. He can't handle not being the one loved in every second of the moment when he's on the mic with somebody or just in the ring. He can't handle it. He couldn't handle it with Hangman. He couldn't handle it with Jack Perry, even though I think Jack Perry was just an opportunity he saw to get fired, and he can't handle it with Roman. And that's another reason why the Seth feud over time ended up getting stale because was Seth really allowed to talk crazy back to CM Punk? I'm gonna take a guess and maybe say not, man. Maybe say not.
Absolutely bullshit. All these weeks, he could have been saying shit like this to Roman Reigns, but instead, we were subjected to watching main event Jey Uso out there building to a WrestleMania match with CM Punk over his cousin, Roman Reigns. Now, when Roman's gone, now we want to talk about topics. Get the fuck out of here. And people eat this shit up.
Eat it up when most other top guys don't do that shit. Roman Reigns, you can obviously look at what Punk said. He'll let you say anything, or virtually anything against him, from Punk to the the Moxley heel turn. Roman Reigns was cool, was perfectly fine with them bringing up his diagnosis on television. It was the people, that had that it was Mox that had to bring it up. That was the most not wanting to. Roman was perfectly fine with it. Um, I can say what I want about Cody, but Cody. Every time he's in a promo, he's perfectly fine with his opponent, talking about his dad, talking about his family, talking about this, talking about that. Seth is usually, from what I've seen, is perfectly fine with bringing up anything he's ever done. It's a constant with Punk where he's not
And
okay with people bringing up his bad.
and again, now for anybody that, I guess necessarily blames Adam Page for everything that went wrong with Punk leaving AEW, was that complete immaturity from Adam Page? Maybe a little
A
bit,
little bit.
but
Yeah.
was it also maybe frustration because he wasn't allowed to say anything and he just said, fuck it, I feel something, I'm just gonna say it because you're not giving me anything to work with? So how immature, was that really? If you think about it from
Exactly.
that lens. I mean, this is all that now. I'm gonna let the deciding factor be next week. I swear to God, if Roman doesn't come out here slaughtering this dude on the mic, we're gonna have a problem. Because if Roman Reigns comes out there smiling and rubbing his hands together and fucking with this fucking grin on his face, and he's talking about, oh, I'm in your head and all the same bullshit we've heard for the past month and a half, I'm really gonna have a fucking problem. Because
Oh
he
yeah.
done talked about his dad again. He made fun of the guy's creative. He said his first 8 WrestleMania main events sucked and he'd been handed opportunities. All of this shit. Roman better have a good comeback for this, because if not, this genuinely has to be something with CM Punk not allowing these guys to come at him.
100%. And the worst part about it is that's probably going to happen next week. And the way these fans work, they're going to blame Roman Reigns. And I'm not even a Roman shooter. I'm not like that. But they're going to blame Roman Reigns for not, having it and not being able to come up with the material to go at CM Punk. Like CM Punk goes at him. Like y'all really just don't see the pattern here with Punk, from Hangman to Seth to now Roman Reigns isn't allowed to shoot at CM Punk, man. No one's allowed to shoot back at him.
But he can sit there and then
Talk
two,
crazy.
isn't that now this makes sense, because think about the one thing we heard when CM Punk was suspended from AEW. Think about the one thing that got him all riled up and wanting to come back from injury sooner. All them stories we were hearing at the time, he wanted to make it back to AEW, is because the Elite went out there on Thanksgiving Dynamite and they shot shots at him. What, he couldn't handle being shot back at? Is so again, was it really a problem with the Elite, or is there a pattern here?
And like next week, Roman has all the fuel. He go out there and say, "You call me a fucking part timer, bro? What about your wife? She
Yes.
she ain't ever on the show." But is he allowed to? Would he think? Would CM Punk say the classic fucking, "Oh, he just went into business for himself" with that line, because that's like the type of shit he de facto's into, because he can't take the heat because he can dish it. But again, from what we've seen a lot and a lot through time, he could dish it. He just can't take it, man, and that's very sad to see.
Even when Roman did bring it up a couple weeks ago, Punk didn't even acknowledge it. He didn't even
He no
acknowledge
sold
that
it.
he said that. Because remember, Roman said something like, "You make fun of me for being a part timer. Well, ask your wife how it is." And then he just looked. He just looked at him. He had nothing to say.
No sold it because he probably didn't like the line because he came at him because it shot at him.
Yes.
He don't like that.
Nothing to say. Sitting there frozen in his boots.
Mm-hmm.
Even that little line that Rollins mentioned about AEW all them times ago, when he said, you self-destructed the last place you were or whatever. Every time somebody comes at him, he just no sells it.
Salsa just looks at him mad. He did it to Hangman, did it to Seth, did it to Roman. He does it. He can't take the heat. He can't. He don't got thick skin. CM Punk don't got thick skin from the looks of it.
He then says, "You think I'm done, but I'm not."
Sure.
Pat McAfee. When this happened, I said, okay, here we go. This is, again, this was another point in the promo where I'm like, okay, this is so performative, bro. He says, "You bug-armed hillbilly, you run your mouth about this business? Well, you can call up the agent that shoehorned you into this business and tell him to lower the ticket prices." Again, the you know, that's all great, you know, that he's calling out a legitimate problem. The only problem is they're not gonna lower the ticket prices. They're
Do
not.
it. And if it was a real shot, he wouldn't have said your agent.
Agent,
He would have
yes.
fucking said Ari Emanuel raised the fucking prices. That's what he would have said, but he didn't because it's not real and he don't care. He went out there, did his job, and he's at home snapping right now. Like, come on, people.
He says he won't let a punter tell him how to sell tickets. You need to lower the ticket prices so everyone can watch me stand on Roman Reigns' throat. My name is CM Punk, Charmin Made, and I approve this message. Corporate made.
Corporate made. Yep.
Brother, this was so performative. Nothing is going to change. You can sit out here and have, again, this is nothing but a rah-rah speech. This is not a message sent. They don't care. The TV creative's still going to continue to be shit, and you guys are going to eat this up because you think 2011 Punk is back. Motherfucker, if you actually seen 2011 Punk, this ain't him, bruh. I don't know where the fuck he's at, but I don't see him coming back, if any. Bro, this is nothing but a performative. This is the performative pipe bomb. You're not going to sit out there and say, and literally cut a line saying they sent me out here to cut a pipe bomb or whatever he said. When you ask for a pipe bomb, be careful what you wish for. Brother, this ain't no fucking pipe bomb, bro. Again, if this was a pipe bomb, you would have addressed Ari Emanuel by name. You would have named things, not alluded to things, bro. This is nothing but the performative bomb.
It's the performative bomb. It really was, man. It was performative. It was very hypocritical at many points, like many modern CM Punk promos are, and it's just sad to see, and it's very frustrating to see that the fans ate this shit up. After this promo, I was seeing tweets about Triple H versus TKO and WWE versus TKO, and Triple H and Punk and Cody are leading the charge against Ari Emanuel, and CM Punk just said fuck Ari on the show. No, he didn't. If he did, he would have named him. He would have named TKO. He would have named the problems. He didn't. It was performative. It was the exact same thing as that Adam Copeland rah-rah AEW speech from a few years ago. It's the exact same thing as that. So was Cody's. Cody's promo was just the same thing. That's all that is. It's performative as a mix of Damage Control and as a mix of WWE just I guess proving to themselves that they could pull out anything and they'll eat it up, man. These fans will eat it up, man, because they showed you this. You eat it up, you believe it, you believe there's some fucking magical war backstage between a bunch of suits that is not real. I'm sorry. And if it is real, like you said, Triple H ain't winning, and nothing's gonna happen. The ticket prices aren't gonna change. The general booking week to week isn't gonna change. Nothing is gonna change. It's gonna remain the exact same. And when there's season 4 of WWE Unreal, and we see Triple H send CM Punk out here for this segment, people will finally know that they're fucking stupid for believing this shit, man. And you wanna know why it's not true? Because right as the next thing we're gonna talk about is it just proves everything CM Punk just said is not true, and he was just being outperformative by the literal next segment on the show.
We done had CM Punk come out there and wage war with Triple H against TKO and everything that they do wrong. And he shoots on Pat McAfee and ticket prices, and the very next segment they talk about Speed and his program with LA Knight.
Waka- they go from that to a replay from Speed's live stream where LA Knight attacked him. That's what they show. That was the next thing from the CM Punk pipe bomb of anti-corporate TKO celebrity stuff. They go right into a celebrity thing. That's how you know it was performative garbage.
Michael Cole and Corey Graves are sitting there, and I knew this is all bullshit when they were sitting there, and Michael Cole and Corey Graves are like, man, I got goosebumps. This is going to be a hell of a night. This is their new kayfabe. This is what they feel they have to do to garner interest. They're trying to stir up some make-believe beef that is not going to translate onto television, but they just want you to think it is so that you can view the show.
That's all they want. They want you to view the show because now these fans think there's some secret backstage war between a bunch of corporate people, and now they're gonna watch week to week to see the hints and see the shots at the higher power, and they're gonna watch and they're gonna realize Mania is probably gonna fucking suck, and the summer for WWE is probably looking to fucking suck, and then they're gonna feel stupid when they realize they were gypped because they do it every time, every masked guy angle, every secret attack angle, every surprise angle, every time the fans realize, like, damn, that was shit. But look what they're planning next. They fall for it every time, and they're just gonna
Bro,
keep falling for it.
what they don't understand, like, everybody thinks this is a cute war. Everybody thinks this is something that is, gonna rile up and it's gonna fire up, everybody in the company or whatever, which y'all don't realize, bro. Like, when they rip the soul from UFC, like, that's a real thing. Like, it's not like it didn't matter who in UFC did or didn't like what TKO had to do. TKO came for the UFC soul and they took it. And now look at it. So,
They took the soul.
I mean, when when they take all that from WWE and y'all are still sitting here, claiming that this is a war and Triple H is waging war and there's a civil war in the company, then okay, I just want you guys to remember what happened to the UFC here when they alienated their fan base with no problem. You think they give a fuck about us? Nah.
They don't give a fuck, and these fans are thanking them for alienating them, and they're not gonna realize until the water's already boiled that they were burned alive, man. Because you're not gonna have the same WWE to look at if you keep hyping up shit like this.
We then get Austin Theory versus LA Knight, where Speed makes his entrance with the Vision. Towards the end of the match, Speed gets pushed into LA, and LA chases Speed up the ramp, and the Usos come out to Jay Uso's theme song.
You know what? I will throw WWE one bone and they listen to something because they cut that garbage ass fucking new theme song. Which, a real booker would say, okay, the song was garbage, let's just bring the old Usos theme song. They're still just dumb enough to go just back to Jay's. But at least these fucking idiots got rid of that shit Usos new song, man, because that shit was horrible. And we're probably never gonna see it again because why the fuck would you make that?
It was terrible. I genuinely hope we never hear that again. Again, you shot in the right direction. You again still missed the target, but at least you shot in the right direction. You should have just, I don't know, brought back the Usos theme song that everybody fucking beloves. But instead, let's just come out to Jay's song. So, there's I guess beggars can't be choosers, but again, I guess at least, like you said, they did get rid of the Uso song, at least, hopefully. But again, what do? We just get to hear it's just me, Us. So, that's just wonderful. Instead of bringing back their tag song that everybody loves, let's just
Everybody
not.
loves. Let's use
LA Knight.
let's use
Uh
hmm
huh. Okay.
let's use Jay's song that no one likes to yeet to anymore because no one
Literally,
yeets
bro.
anymore.
Dead. You killed it.
Dead. You killed yeet.
LA Knight gets rolled up by Austin Theory. And to also kind of keep with the Usos theme, the Vision, I guess, just come out to Logan Paul's song.
When they had like their own custom Vision theme, it was like I was a Death Rebel, nothing burger garbage, but at least it was like a set theme. But now they just come out to fucking Humble by by Logan
Humble.
Paul. Dude, this might be the worst group ever, dude. This might be the worst group ever.
It's
And
gonna get
did
a
you see the
lot
one?
worse. Yeah.
Okay, you did see it. All
No,
right, we'll
you
talk.
could talk about it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, okay. Well, later in the night, I think when they were showing Rhea and Io, you saw in the background, man, Austin Theory again was talking to Maxine. And dude, want to know a part where I didn't think about it till someone pointed that out?
What's
And
that?
we were just talking about it, obviously. Dude, they're facing her on-screen kayfabe sibling. They're the LA
Ooh.
Knight. They're going to bring that fact back into television. Dude, I have to tell you guys, me and Johnny were just the other night, I literally think it might have been last night, genuinely, or the night before, we were talking and we were joking about how ass that whole, what the fuck is his name? Okay, I don't remember. It was something Dupree. I know it was Maxine Dupree, obviously, and it was something Dupree. I don't even remember that shit name, but the fact that they were siblings on screen. It was horrible, and they changed LA Knight's name and never looked back. They never mentioned the fact that they were siblings again, dude. Them talking to Maxine means they're going to bring the fact that they are a kayfabe siblings back into the foreground. One of the worst fucking creative things they could bring back. They're bringing back into the forefront, and they're probably going to mention it. And that means the Vision might be the worst turnaround for the group because they went from Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Heyman to Heyman, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Maxine Dupree, that fake ass wannabe wrestler, is going to be a part of the Vision. Paul Heyman Vision for the future. That means, by a technicality, Maxine will be a Paul Heyman girl. By a technicality. And they are going to bring back Maxine Dupree, siblings with LA Knight lore, back into the forefront. One of the worst kayfabe decisions they could ever made. They're bringing back. That's horrible, man. That's horrible.
They do something like that, man. I just genuinely think that the company has genuinely lost a huge creative step. And again, you genuinely got me believing that there's some way, shape, or form Vince McMahon is back booking these shows, bro. Because there's just no way. There's just no fucking way. I got it. I fixed it.
Oh, okay, he fixed it. He fixed it. But man, it's so bad to see, bro. It's genuinely so bad to see.
So after this, we get the 6-man tag that we all were just begging to see. Made for WrestleMania, the Vision and Speed versus LA Knight and the Usos at WrestleMania.
You know, a few years ago, those same tag titles were the main event of WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and now they're in a six-man with Speed. What do you say to this, bro?
Good
What do you
God.
say to this, bro? I I don't even know what to say anymore. Like it's so bad and it's so disappointing. And man, what happened to the Vision, dude? Even like I don't even know if Seth is gonna ever like face these guys for real, especially what Seth says later in the night. Does he ever? Are they ever gonna care enough to have him face like this group? I don't think so.
I don't. I think at some point he may try to take down the bronze. I
That's what I think, but
this
I
he
don't think he's
can't
gonna
touch
go
this
there.
group, bro. He can't. Do
No,
not get close to this group.
no, no, you can't touch. It's like touching a toad, so you don't get fucking warts or whatever. You can't touch this group. You're gonna get warts. You know what I mean?
Legit,
You
bro.
can't.
Legit. So the 6-man is made. This then moves us on to Judgment Day. Stuff throughout the night. It starts off with a match with JD McDonough versus Finn Balor, which Dominic attacks Finn early in the night. He attacks Balor, and they beat him up with a chair and whatnot. And we get a promo later in the night. And I'm thinking to myself, why couldn't like Balor, come out and cut this promo, or like
Attack.
we see him and Dominic finally physically together, and it's a brawl.
Like from what Finn says in this promo, and it was cool, and what he alludes
It was
to,
dope.
it's really cool. I mean, kind of an unnecessary spoiler, but most people
Yeah.
kind of assume it anyway, so it's one I'm not too bad at, to be honest. But like, you didn't think it would have been cool for them to be one on one. Finn says what he says and alludes to the demon, and Dom kind of gets freaked out and scared. You don't think you would want that face to face interaction here? You don't think that would enhance what is, at the end of the day, the bones to a really good feud? You just have just a brawl. Because that's all you know, Triple H. That's all he knows is
Or
brawls.
or like my thing, dude. Why didn't you do something cool like with the realization of um with the realization of like Finn needing to get back the demon? Like Vince would have done some shit like, like we would have started hearing the heartbeat, the demon heartbeat throughout the PA system, because he thought the demon was like supernatural. But like, why don't you do it in more of like an edgier adult way? Why don't you have Dom bust Balor open, and when Balor sees his blood, it kind of sends him into like it kind of sends him into like a shock state where he's starting to, I don't know, maybe feel the demon come back or some shit like that. Do something cool. Do something, again, if you're gonna do a beatdown, have it be different, bro. Have Dom, I don't know, wrap a chain around his fist and clock Balor in the forehead, and he starts gushing blood, and when he sees the blood, he starts to, he's looking at the blood all like in crazed or whatever the fuck they say on WWE television, and again, do something cool with it, bro. But no, they just beat him up with a chair, and then later in the night, we do get a promo from Finn Balor, which was very cool, but again, they could have just done this in a better way, I thought. Because again, like Tom says, this was all for them to put the effects and the black paint starting to go around his eye. Which again, man, just do something cool with it, bro. Do something cool with the shit, man. So
Easily save those effects for the promo package before the match that
yes,
I know you're gonna put all over TV, dude. I know that Raw and SmackDown before Mania is gonna be half promo packages anyway, so
yes.
just save it for that and just put it in the promo package, and you could have had some in-person to person thing of, maybe somebody checks on Finn. I don't know, you make it anybody and be like, damn, you doing good, bad, and you could have Finn all bloodied up and say, I'm outnumbered, I'm outgunned, I'm kind of outmanned, but I know the side of me that could fight back. Really, you could do shit like that, dude. You could do shit like that.
You can have past demon uh,
Victim.
victims. Yes. You can,
Yeah.
again, you can do a little brief interaction where Finn gets his ass beat. He's got blood on his face, and he says something like that to like a guy like Seth Rollins, and he says, I can't, I as a man, I can't do this. I can't fight this alone. And you could have Rollins be like, bro, we both know you're not just a man. Like, bro, say stuff like that, bro. Like we both know there's another side to you. What do you mean you can't fight back against, you know, the little fucking coward Dominic? Like you can't. You mean to tell me like the version of you I know? You know you can't do this. Like
Exactly.
remember who you are. CM Punk. They did. That's one thing they did a great job of in the Punk feud. Punk constantly told Finn, "Do you not remember who you are? Play to that."
That was fucking Punk's best feud in WWE at this point, damn near. Like
I
that
would
was that's
say.
number three. Fucking almost up there with Drew. Drew was the only
Oh
one
yeah,
allowed to shoot at him for some
yeah. My
reason.
bad. Forgot about Drew.
No,
Forgot about the Drew feud.
no, I get you though. But like, dude, he was actually telling Finn like, bro, you're a beast. If you locked in, you'd be a beast too. But you're running with the Judgment Day. Have someone tell him that. How like I don't know, man. They could have done so much, and they did. Like WWE does, like Triple H does. Wonders why people overstep him. He does the most basic, generic shit possible.
Finn gets attacked with a chair, and we see a promo package later in the night. He says Dominic awoken a side of him he thought was dead, but it's back. Dude, when he said that, that was pretty cool. I can't lie. I can't lie.
And the effect was really cool. You know,
Yeah.
the whole moment and effect was really cool, dude. And that really would have hit for the video package. I'm sure it's going to be in there, but like, come on, man.
He says at WrestleMania, it's coming for you. So obviously, it's the demon. I just think there are better ways and more, I just think there was a better way to do it than just having Balor get attacked with a steel chair and that brings the demon out of him. Like, again, it's the demon, bro. The demon is demonic. Have Finn draw blood, and by the sight of his blood, it kind of sends him into the state where he kind of starts to remember, the demon and stuff like this. And again, you can have a series, not just CM Punk. You could have a series of people telling him, like, bro, do you know who you are? You could, man, there's so many people that have history with the demon, bro. There are so many. AJ, Rollins. Unfortunately, some of them are in AEW. You got like Joe and Edge, but like there still are a lot. Nakamura, did not know Nakamura never faced the demon. This would have been really cool. You could have had a little cameo from Bo Dallas because his brother had a history with the fucking demon. Come on, bro. Get creative with this shit, man. What are we doing?
Get creative with this. And dude, like Bo could also said something like, "I know what it's like to have another side that's always talking to you, and you try to suppress it so much, but sometimes I think it is best to listen to it." And he tells Finn that, and Finn realizes he can, sometimes listen to that side of him, man. Shit like that would be really cool, man. And maybe Finn later in the night he's in the clubhouse, and in the clubhouse the lights start flickering, or the TV they play 2K on starts tweaking out or something. You could do cool shit. You could do cool shit.
You can have past members of the Judgment Day. You can have Rhea Ripley. I can't stand to see him, but Damian Priest, you can have people that this guy has history with. Be like, bro, you know who you are. Like, come on, you're gonna let him psych you out? Like, dude, you could just get so much more creative with this, bro. Man, it again, bro. There, and then too, like you said, in the clubhouse, there could be little Easter eggs, bro. You could see, pictures of the Demon King flash on that little TV that they always play 2K on. You can have, there's just so much you can do, man. There's you could have, there's so much you can do, man. There's so much you could do. But again, like I said, 90% of things in WWE, they can always be better, and 90% of shit they miss the mark on.
Really do.
And that was a major problem when Vince was in the company. I thought, silly me, I thought we were done with these times.
Thought so.
Stephanie Vacher gets a vignette promo where It's pretty generic. She just kind of talks about kind of what happened last week with Liv, speaking on her mother, and same old, same old. To be honest, bro, there was nothing really too much. And then she did end up attacking Liv. What do you know? In the Judgment Day, in the Judgment Day clubhouse. Bro, here's a great one. You have here. Let me see something real quick.
Okay. You seeing something? I'm interested.
Okay, never mind. But I was okay. No. Oh no. Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. I do remember now. All right. Stephanie Vacker is facing a member of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor is facing a member of the Judgment Day, and Dominic Mysterio. You don't think you could have done something cool where Stephanie goes up to Finn and tells Finn Balor something along the lines of, from a dark angel to a demon. You can handle him. Again, dude, one of her names of her moves is the Devil's Kiss. She can help. She can be another person to help Finn Balor realize he has a demon inside of him. Come on, bruh.
Those two talking, she mentioned something about Dark Angel and Devil's Kiss and whatever, and you could just see Finn's head like pop up in realization of like who he is and what he has, and that he can something like that, bro. Something. You could do so much. You could do so much with that, and they just don't.
Get creative, man. Get fucking creative, bro. She attacks Stephanie Vacker in the clubhouse right as Liv was confronting Roxanne. She asked Roxanne, "Hey, there's an elephant in the room." And immediately Roxanne said, "Finn?" And Liv said, "Yeah, he betrayed us. You need to understand that." And right before Rox was about to say something, Stephanie pushed Liv into Rox, and that actually looked like a pretty gnarly bump, bro. It looked like they clocked heads, bro. That looked pretty rough. She threw her into the fucking TV. She looked like my 14-year-old self playing Madden, because the TV immediately just shattered, and she attacked Liv Morgan, left her laying, as that was the latest involvement. Honestly, dude, at WrestleMania, I feel pretty confident about the fact that Roxanne's going to end up costing Liv the Women's World title.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm
Either
still kind of 50-50 on this match.
yeah, either that or I could see Liv winning, but Roxanne turning on her maybe the night after Mania or something.
I could see that. I could see Roxanne, helping Liv maybe win the title and turning on her the next night. Maybe something like that. I don't know. But Triple H does love fucking Stephanie Vacker. I mean, did you see him fucking make the camera go look at that kid wearing the Stephanie Vacker
Yes.
horn helmet? That type of shit makes me think she might retain. So this match is kind of a 50-50 for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see it. But yeah, that was it was pretty basic development for their feud.
Judgment Day tension.
Yeah.
It was better.
Yep. There you go. Speaking of lame developments, Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. They dead ass cut the exact same promo they did the last time they faced off with each other. I think that was maybe 2 weeks ago. It was about, AJ leaving because she was scared of Becky, and she knew it. Becky's daughter's favorite wrestler is AJ Lee. This was the exact same thing they did last time, except this was in a backstage interview rather than out in the ring or in the crowd or whatever. The in-person promo they cut last time. This was copy and paste to what they did the last time they seen each other. This build is terrible.
Oh, this build is horrible. They have no fuel, no fire against each other. Um, they should have kept the women's IC title and had Bailey fucking and Lyra in circle. They really should have, but they didn't. They got this, and it's not helping elevate the IC title. This is probably some of the weakest I cared about that women's IC title in its run. I mean, obviously Maxine held it at one point, but this, for the women that are currently in the situation, does not feel special in the slightest. It feels really repetitive, and I'm genuinely just waiting for Mania just to get this done and over with so the IC title can just move on from this. Truly, I just want to move on from this.
Bailey defeated Lash Legend with the help of Lyra Valkyrie. Now, I love this segment. I love this segment, man. I thought Lyra looked so smart. She's a genius, man. She's a genius. She really is.
Is she a genius, man?
Yeah. She helped her score the victory against Lash Legend.
Very difficult victory to score against.
Yeah. But before this match, Michael Cole mentioned that Nikki Bella is injured and is rehabbing and will plans to make it back for WrestleMania in 12 nights from an ankle injury. Great. Wonderful. Darn it. They couldn't pull the Bella twins from the show. If only we could have. We can't be that lucky with TKO, I guess.
We can. These modern wrestling doctors, I'm sure they're gonna clear her, and she's probably gonna wrestle injured as fuck, and then probably do more damage to injured ankle, and wonder why she's gonna be injured again, probably throughout the summer at this point because of this, because that's what happens with everybody at this point.
Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out to his song, but he's got different Trons, bro. You asked for new Trons, you got them, bro. Now they're the same Trons, but they colored them black and white.
Thing is about Seth Rollins that you have to remember that we have to wait till he wears a different color. His Trons always match the color he's wearing, and he's wearing black. So I'm not gonna trust it until I see him wear a different color, and we'll probably see those Trons be that color. He didn't change at all.
Got it.
Yep, because that's a detail that he does. So I'm sure we'll see probably at Mania if anything. The look, it's still a Seth look. It's not super colorful, so this is probably the best like extravagant Seth will get. But still, man, I feel nothing now. Now I feel like exactly the way I felt about him before he left, man. It's just good old Seth, man. He's got the song that you love to cheer to, and he wears the extravagant outfit, and he's happy to be here, and I already kind of feel nothing with Seth already, in a way.
He comes out, he says he's been waiting forever to hear us sing that damn song. The crowd starts singing. He's getting hype. He's yelling at him, sing it. Sing it. Yeah, sing it. Okay. He says he's back for 2 reasons: to get my title back and to kill the Vision. He says Gunther has made this personal. Gunther comes out, and him and Gunther brawl or they pull apart.
They brawl, dude. Would you think that Gunther would come out there? I don't know, talk to Seth? No, man, nah.
Explain maybe why.
Nope. He's gonna explain it to Heyman, but he's not gonna explain it to Seth, man, because they gotta brawl. They gotta brawl, man. One thing, Seth, Seth has a to-do list, man. Win the world heavyweight title again, and kill the Vision. Lucky for him, Triple H already knocked number 2 on him down. He already killed the Vision. Don't worry, homie. You don't gotta worry. It's dead. It's buried. You're good. You can scratch that one off right now, man. You probably could have scratched it off like 2 months ago, but you could scratch it off now, bro. The Vision's already dead. He wants to win the same title he's won like fucking 5 times now, man. So that's just great. Aren't you excited for that, man? Aren't you excited for post-Mania, either Roman or CM Punk to feud with Seth Rollins again?
Oh,
Aren't you pumped?
oh,
Aren't you just fucking pumped?
through the
At
roof.
least, at least we'll have Braun to distract him. But like, brother, please, dude. I'm so serious. I don't care how much of a Raw guy he is. After that Braun feud, Seth needs to go to SmackDown. I will not survive Monday Night Raw with Seth Rollins on it anymore. He needs to move to SmackDown after that Braun feud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely nothing for him to do on Monday Night Raw. I mean, again, bro, I know he wants the World Heavyweight Championship back for the 87th time, but I do not want to see it anymore, bro. I am exhausted of Seth Rollins, and I was looking forward to Rollins coming back and being more of the old Kingslayer that, something reminiscent of that. I'm not saying you got to bring back the old character, but like modernize it. And no, they just bring him back with what they know, the catchy theme song and the fan inclusion of the theme song and all the bullshit. And we're back to sing my song and all this shit. That's just, and then you fucking wonder why nobody is interested, bro. This is uninspiring shit.
It is, dude. Everything's uninspiring because you de facto to the same thing every single time. And it's stale. Everything is stale. Your company is stale. Your creative is stale. That's why no one wants to go to Mania, man, because this shit is stale.
We then get a segment with Gunther and Paul Heyman in the back where Gunther tells Paul Heyman, Paul Heyman tells Gunther he owes him a big, big thank you.
Knew it.
Gunther says he took out Rollins for reasons that Heyman cannot see yet. But I'll tell you this, you owe me more than a thank you. I think this is the only thing on the show that actually has potential to tie into something in the future.
It's the only thing that matters for the future, man. We all know what it means. He's gonna face Brock. The favor he's gonna want, the thing he's gonna owe him, is to retire Brock Lesnar, man, 100%. And after the segment, Colin and Corey were, man, I wonder what that could mean. It didn't go well last time for Heyman with the favor, but I actually like this moment because, like you said, it's the only moment that I know is actually going to show back up in a few months and actually have meaning. So I did like this little interaction.
Mm-hmm. Dragon Lee, Pentagon, and Javon Evans defeated the Americanos. Are we even like getting Americano versus Americano at Mania to finally like end this thing?
I don't know if it's confirmed yet, but I think I saw a thing where they're going to do it at AAA, where the final blow off and everything is going to take place at AAA. So everything they did on Raw, every appearance you've seen from all these people are completely useless because they're going to do it on AAA.
AAA.
AAA. Don't you just love, working with the company that we see nothing of value back on television?
Wonderful. Wonderful. All the months they done pushed this grande Americano shit, and it's not even going to pay off on WWE television. Do we see why TKO maybe kind of wants to interfere in things now? Do we see?
Yeah. Do we see why? Because everything's stale and fucking stupid, and you don't see the results to shit that you're watching every week. You don't see if you're someone like me who doesn't watch AAA, everything you've seen on Raw with Chad Gable and the Americano and then Ludwig's Americano is now completely valueless because they ended it at AAA. Completely valueless.
Now again, TKO doesn't make much sense their damn self, but again, maybe we wouldn't have a problem of them feeling like they have to get involved if things just generally made sense.
Exactly.
Rey Mysterio comes out after the match. And he says him and Adam Pearce have agreed that the ladder match is missing Rey Mysterio. Wait. Timeout. So Rey is clear?
To be honest, I think Tom says in the comments, yeah, I still think he's pretty fucked up, and I think this is just them letting people work kind of fucked up because, to them I think it's a multi-man match, so he's even though it's a fucking ladder match, he's probably gonna fall fucking 10+ feet, but um. I doubt I don't trust these wrestling doctors. I doubt he's actually truly cleared to compete, and so I think they might have just learned about it.
Which, if that's the case, if you were going to let him wrestle hurt, don't you think doing the Gunther match anyway would have been safer than a fucking ladder match? Now, again, I'm not lobbying for the Gunther match at any point, but like, you're putting his old ass in a ladder match at this point? And honestly,
It makes no sense, dude.
I do not think that they are done with adding people to that ladder match. I don't.
Unless someone's gonna take out Ray and take his spot, type of thing. Maybe he's only in the match right now, but the actual plan is maybe someone to take him out and place themselves in Ray's spot, even though I guess it technically wasn't a spot to the match in the first place, but this company really doesn't make sense. But like, I don't know, and I wouldn't doubt if there were more people added to this match, dude.
I think we're going to get a name from NXT. Bro, I think they're going to call Joe Hendry up and put him in this match.
He did just lose the title, man.
He just lost the title, and on his way out, they filmed a video of him stumbling into a ladder.
Yes, schmuck. I don't want to see that schmuck at Mania.
Yes,
I can't.
he's going to be on
him.
Raw.
He's gonna be on. We're gonna have to deal with Speed, Danhausen, and Joe Henry. At least he'll be on the same show with Cole. That's all I can say.
True. Rey Mysterio's in the ladder match. By God, I pray for this man's health.
I pray for his health, man. I really do, because that's crazy.
And the final match on the show 2 weeks before WrestleMania is Rio versus B-Fab and Michin. Completely forgot to mention on SmackDown they had Io just come and help Rhea Ripley. As if she doesn't have her own feud going on with Asuka. And she specifically said her goodbyes to Rhea Ripley after she won the Elimination Chamber so Rhea could go to SmackDown, but oh fucking K.
Point was, Io lost Rhea for the time being for probably a while because now she's on SmackDown, and now Io is all alone against Asuka and Kari, but not anymore because they're just back together again, because fuck logic. You know what? Why wouldn't they?
We have Io rolling up Michin for the victory. And afterwards, the two held Rhea Ripley in the corner while Jade Cargill beat up Io Sky with a kendo stick. This is very inspiring television.
Very inspiring. Like Tom says in the comments, man, Io turned into a lackey after being a champion at last year's and being many of people's best wrestler of the year of 2025. She's just not on Mania this year. That's that's your reward for Mania. Mania isn't the reward for being one of the best things on television anymore. It's not, because look at Io. She's just not on it. Technically.
This is literally WWE's version of this is WWE's WrestleMania 42 version of Jey Uso versus Gunther. You have the one
Yeah.
talentless hack in the match, and then you have the other one that can wrestle their ass off. They have nothing to do, nothing to go off of. So what do? We are just gonna do the attack someone they love angle. This is literally what they did last year because they realized they had nothing to go off of. So then they just had Gunther beat the shit out of Jimmy just because they had nothing else to do.
They have nothing for Jade, no fuel to this fire. Even though you did it, you had it, you just didn't use it. You just had, you just said, okay, let's get Riho back together and just let have her beat up Io to get her some heat. You know, heated, man. Aren't you heated from that moment for Rhea? Don't you just want Rhea to just win now at WrestleMania?
Oh yeah,
Like I do. Like no, please stop.
yeah. This one really hit me in the feels. Um, what an absolute train wreck, man. I don't know. I didn't know that you can fuck this up worse than last year. I didn't know.
I
Last
didn't
year's
know.
WrestleMania build turned fucking bad real quick. And this year,
Man, ooh,
brother,
this this is insane.
in the main event, we got Paul Triple H Levesque. You are kidding me. This dude is out here again. You have the
Yep,
balls to show your face after what you done did.
this is the tyrant, man. This is the rebel. Triple A man, Triple H man. This is him. This is Triple Rebel. You know what I mean? He's the one defying TKO, man. That's him right there. Triple H. Oh, you forgot the you forgot the best detail about Triple H tonight, man. It's not even him being here. It's what he's going to be on next.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Right before the main event, or like I think it was maybe for the Rhea match or whatever, they show the next guest on the "What do you want to talk about?" podcast with Cody Rhodes is Triple H, dude. And we were telling these fans that Cody and Punk being performative now, and that this TKO shit is all performative. It's gonna get even worse because Triple H is gonna get on that podcast and call and shoot shots at TKO, and people are gonna eat that shit up. I already know it. I already know it, dude.
Again, bro, cut the bullshit, man. Cut the bullshit, bro. I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of this company, man. Again, like you said, that they announced that, and I'm like, bro, that is going to be the most performative garbage you've ever seen in your life. Nothing but blah blah ear service, bro. That is all that's gonna be. That is literally all that's gonna be. There's gonna be shots. People are gonna eat it up like this is some civil war, and I mean it again. You can't make this shit up, bro. You can't.
You really can't.
Brock and Obafemi come out for their contract signing. No contract was signed, and there was just a brawl. There was a brawl to end the show, which they didn't even let us see the brawl conclude. We hear Oba's throwing furniture, and then we see a Netflix logo, and it goes off. Oba is throwing furniture.
Which the worst part about this, man, Triple H is the chief content officer, man, putting the man getting his toes stepped on, and instead of being in the back with the headset on, making sure the show ends smoothly, like I don't know, his job is to do. He's out there, and while Brock is coming out, you're seeing the produced by and the copyright tags that usually play at the end of the show play out, and I knew right there that the show was going to get cut off at some point, and the segment was going to get get cut off, and it got fucking cut off because the boss, the chief content officer, wasn't out there to direct the content we were watching because he has to be in the moment. And he wonders why he gets his fucking toes stepped on. You don't think I wanted those guys to go out there and at least let Oba say something to Brock? Say something to Brock. That's what I wanted, man. I wanted, and like Tom says, it's Netflix. What is the rush to get off? You don't. There's no show scheduled
Yes.
next. There's nothing. Just go. It's an extra what 3 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Who cares? I don't get it, dude. And it's sad. And they fucking and I'm still excited for this match most about anything, but I would have really liked to see Oba be able to say something in this interaction. I really would have liked to.
No, I guess they're just going to brawl all the way up until WrestleMania. They're just going to come out, do their entrances. The crowd's going to get hot, and then they're either going to not brawl or like today they're going to brawl, and that's that. But I mean, dude, at the end of the day, bro, it would have been really nice to hear Oba say something to Brock. He actually is a decent promo from what I recall. You can have him talk. We should not just be subjected to brawls every week. All fucking show I've watched a brawl. I've watched a brawl with Gunther and Rollins. I've watched a fucking I almost watched a brawl with Becky and AJ. I watched a brawl with Stephanie and Liv. I watched a brawl with Dom, Finn, and JD. I don't want to watch any more brawls.
I really don't.
I watched a brawl with the LA Knight in the Vision.
LA Division. What else on this show? I think there was Rhea and Jade. Technically, that was a whole
Yes,
brawl between all
that
them women. That was
post
a brawl.
attack, yeah,
It
all
all.
fucking
It,
night.
it's just brawls. The only people that didn't brawl were the people in the IC title scene. They were all just dapping up, excited for the match. They're the only people enjoying their time because it's just brawl after brawl after brawl. They're like, damn, we have the only match that doesn't look like it's gonna fucking suck going on the show. Let's go. Let's dap up. It's just brawls after brawls. And like Tom says, we're gonna get more on SmackDown. I'm sure we're gonna get a setup for the fucking MFTs versus somebody or whoever. I don't even know who's champion over there, dude. I really don't. The champion. Oh, Whip of Truth. They're gonna fucking brawl with whoever they're facing or whatever. It's gonna be horrible. It's just brawls.
This is abysmal. This is this is a historically bad. This is going to be a historically bad WrestleMania with a historically bad WrestleMania build. This has sucked. Everything has sucked. This company sucks. My God, bro. I don't even know what to say, man. However, we've said a lot. This has been a long one. We are 3.5 hours in. Thank you guys so very much. But that is going to do it for today. Man, that is going to do it for today. Thank you guys for thank you guys for listening to us, man. I know this was a lot to take in. But my God, this is we have hit a new creative low with this company, man. But again, like I've said, if there's one thing I'm going to do, it's hold WWE to a standard that a lot of people will not, because they tend to think, with Triple H at the helm, everything's fucking perfect now. And that is very, very far from the truth. So you guys know we're always going to keep it a buck, bro. And hey, man, thank you guys to everybody who joined us. Thanking my guy Tom, Manager Logan, Hunter, OG, Lonnie. Thank you guys so very much for joining us, man. That is going to do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. With that, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of Unscripted. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. With that, please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you all on Friday with the news and the Dynasty 2026 predictions.